Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to 3Y TV. And tonight, the OSCA Weekend Woodsman Series heads to Michigan International Speedway for the Bite Size Sports 158. And I am your host, Mike Goodman, and along with me, he's back, baby. It's Matt Bayuk. Matt, how's it feel to be back, and how did Kansas go for you?
I always missing the cutoff races in OSCA, but I'm glad to be here for the chase-off opener, the most exciting time of the season for any racing league. And Kansas was good. I got my first experience as a spotter, actually. I was only spotting for one of the start and park cars, so we only ran 5 laps. I was the reason, ultimately, that Amber Balkan qualified 4th instead of winning the pole, because I sent our driver out in front of her by mistake. That was a good learning moment. And no, it was a lot of fun. Kansas was good. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's awesome awesome that you had fun, got to try some new things, and glad you're back up here in the booth. And yeah, speaking of glad, I'm glad Bite Size Sports. I'm hearing they're also streaming the race. If I'm not incorrect on that, right? Are they still kind of doing something with that? Vic, do you know? Yeah, Vic, let us know what's going on with that. Bite Size Board.
Yeah, I don't know. With communication.
Vic, you sold the licensing rights to another group.
Yeah. I don't know if there's simulcast.
I didn't do it. Okay, hands up over here.
I
did not do this.
Yeah, but anyway.
This is Adam Tepe's doing. This is not me. I did not do this.
Don't worry, it won't be a night of OSCA unless Adam Tepe ends up on his lid at some point.
Well, I mean, Adam Tepe messed us all up. Okay.
Yep. Well, I mean, he messes himself up. Everyone else, it is what it is. But we do have group qualifying going on right now, and Zach Rogers on top of the leaderboard as we speak. And yeah, so tonight, Matthew, 2 halves as per usual, 39 laps in half number 1, 40 laps in half number 2, and I believe, if I remember this correctly as well, top 17 invert. So a big invert here tonight could mix these chase-offs right off the bat here.
Absolutely, that could lead to some chaos. I think the inverts we've had the last few weeks have been on the smaller side for sure. I think that's definitely spoiled our drivers a little bit. And the reality of it is the big inverts are still possible. And yeah, as you see your top 12 there, I can almost guarantee with how chaotic tonight's going to be with the package and the car and track we've got and that big invert, we're in for a pretty wild night.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a wild night indeed, as you see Indelicato's big point lead now down all the way just to 14 throughout the 12-car field. So, 3 points over James Watson. So it's going to be a fun chase-offs to watch, and it could really I think it could turn. I think Indelicato last week, getting that win in half number 2, I think really sets up that momentum. But we're here at Michigan, and the way these drivers are talking, I think we got kind of another almost super speedway-esque type race here tonight.
Yeah, we do. I mean, they're definitely slowing down in the corners, and when they're in the draft, they're going to have to lift a little bit, which is going to lead to some things because it's easy. I think they can go about wide open in most scenarios, but on slightly older tires, if they've got a big run, someone might try and be superhero, and before you know it, the tires don't grip up quite as well. But speaking of that points lead Indelicato had, yeah, he won that race, and he's got a little bit of a cushion now, but man, Seth Rawls, Cooper Johnson, James Watson, Nathaniel Cherry, those guys came on strong in the second half of our regular season. And now they are all within a puncher's distance of Nick Indelicato. All it takes is one race for one of them to jump up there, and if the chase-offs here go anywhere like the second half of our regular season did, it could be a white-knuckle battle for the championship here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun one to watch. Indeed, it'll kick off right here tonight at Michigan, and you see these packs kind of forming up in qualifying, and pack qualifying, I think for the drivers, not their favorite, but I think one of the most stressful things too is when you go in a group and like Darren's staff right there, you see the 87 leading that pack, and there's always got to be someone leading, and it's always kind of unfortunate when it's you, especially here at Michigan.
Yeah, and fortunately you do get 10 minutes. I mean, that's enough to put down like 10 laps, between all getting up to speed. But if you get unlucky, I mean, it's happened where some guys like, all right, I'll lead to start. Everybody else get their laps in, and then they've got to turn around and let them get their laps in. And contact on the racetrack or guys getting in the way, sometimes it just doesn't work out. So most people are going to get a fast lap in, but you'll definitely see some names towards the back of the field, and you'll know they're back there just because of the nature of group qualifying.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one to watch. See him climb through the field as Zach Rogers still on point. And I just noticed right now, I didn't look at the entry list very closely. I see in 5th we have old OSCA King, I guess we could say, Johnny Eckert, sitting in the 5th position. So he makes his return here tonight. Oh, Carlos.
Actually, interesting fact about that.
Uh-oh.
This is his last scheduled race.
Oh.
So,
Scheduled.
So anything can happen.
Take it with a grain of salt is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh, Darren Staff gets into the outside wall. As you've seen the broadcaster's point, Carlos, you got to feel pretty good being up top there in the point standings.
I never struggled. I knew I had to give up some picks in the beginning of the season, but now at the end of the season, you guys have all used up all your good picks, and I still have a couple of good ones left in the bank.
Ooh,
I've
I
got
like it.
tricks up my sleeve, Carlos.
I got what they call Hail Mary picks. And I kind of sprinkled. I went like sprinkles are for winners, but they're not.
What are you talking about? I still haven't used Jeff Green, Nick Indelicato, Adam Peeler. I mean, come on. I still have great picks left.
John, how are you talking about my picks?
See, you brought up Adam Peeler, and we see him on screen there as well. Adam Peeler, too. Great pick to have maybe here tonight, sitting there 17th in points. This might be one of his wheelhouse tracks, and also going to announce that he'll be joining us in the booth as a fill-in host for if Matthew is unable to join us, and
he'll be primary, or primary co-host.
See what I'm doing. What I'm doing tonight is what he'll be doing for most of the first half of the season.
Yeah.
Actually, no, pretty much the first half of the season entirely.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. And then once you get back, I think we're gonna have him kind of be pit reporter kind of a thing. Is that right?
Yeah, and that's actually what it's. I think the whole deal is the first half of the season, I'm gonna be kind of in a Larry Mack role for some races, and he's gonna be in the role what I'm doing right now, co-commentary. Second half of the season, I'm taking that spot, and he's gonna do some Larry Mack style reporting.
See, flippity flop.
Yep, get a little bit of change up here in the booth.
Bippity boppity.
You got. Bippity boppity.
That's right.
You guys worked that out kind of like the Fox and NBC NASCAR TV schedule there, first half, second half. So sad to not see that Sugar Moon Toyota out on track. Maybe spoke too soon on that, but
I've seen some change at the top of the boards.
Oh, Ty McIntosh, old potty mouth to the lead, to the point here as we're winding down qualifying. I think we got about a minute, almost a minute to go, minute 15 to be exact. So kind of your last ditch efforts to get on the point. And that's one thing here too. It seems like, again, with this track being kind of a super speedway-esque race, it's I think even qualifying practice speeds, if you're kind of on towards the bottom of the charts or not maybe quite where you want to be, I don't think there's going to shouldn't be too much of a worry as far as how you're going to perform once we take the green flag here in half number one.
Absolutely. I mean, the sad thing about super speedway style races, I say the sad thing, I guess the not as fun part for the drivers is it's a total crapshoot. But that's also a plus. If you qualify in the back, don't sweat it. You'll just have to keep up with that draft. Hang tight. You're probably going to get a wreck. I mean, it happens almost all the time in real life, and I don't know if I've ever seen this style of racing on iRacing go all the way without some kind of decently large wreck. It's just going to happen. It always does. It's the reality of it. So, yeah, you could probably start 25th, and who knows? You could win the dang thing.
Ooh, and then you see Zach Evans. Yeah, so you never know what exactly could happen.
That's it for qualifying.
Yeah, and qualifying is complete. So we have Ty McIntosh winning the pole. Indelicato teammate last second got into second place. But with that, we can do some picks here quick. Who's up first?
So first up is Dallas. Of course, he's not here tonight. So I think we're gonna go with our boy. For him, we're gonna go Adam Peeler.
Okay.
Ooh, like it.
And I'm second up, so I get to make another pick, which is awesome. And I'm gonna go with 13 plus 13. I'm going with the 26.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay, Nathaniel Cherry.
I think that
Next
means
up is Goody.
Yep, that's me, which is even more awesome. And I'm gonna go, which I thought I could pick him, and I'm gonna see if I can. And yes, I can. I'm going with that 87 car
Ah,
of Darren Staff.
All right. That leaves me now. I've got a few picks here, and I'm not really. Yeah, okay. Let's go Zach Rogers in the 35. It's
Ooh,
usually
Carlos, who
Oskadetti's
you
car.
got?
I was gonna pick Darren until I got backstabbed, and I'm a little surprised I
Boom.
haven't picked him yet. But I'm gonna go with the number 25, starting the mid pack tonight. But I got my money on Seth
Rocket
Rawls.
Man.
And there you
Yeah, got old Rocket Man. And with that, we'll get to the starting lineup of the Bite Size Sports 158, half number 1. And again, on the pole, it'll be that number 10 car out of Shift Esports. He's from Asheville, North Carolina. It's Ty McIntosh. And on the outside of row number 1, his teammate, Nick Indelicato. He's out of Syracuse, New York. He'll be driving that beautiful number 4 3-wide TV Ford.
In the second row, starting third. Sorry. I just turned around. There's some guys that barged into my dorm. They're staring at me. It freaked me out a little bit.
That's creepy.
Starting third in the 35 weekend Woodsmen Racing Chevrolet from Louisville, Kentucky. Subbing for Tim Conrad, who's on a hunting trip, is Zachary Rogers to his outside. In the number 87 RK Motorsport Chevrolet from Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota, Darren Staff.
Oh, he is
Now the
grooving.
inside of he is grooving, scooting, and in the inside of row number 3 in that number 96 South Shore Racing Chevrolet from the dirty side of South Bend, Indiana, it is Adam Tepe. And on the outside of him in the number 99 S2 Racing Team Ford from Worcester, I think I said that right, Carpenter, Massachusetts, it is the emotional support pick, Gilberto Javier Gomera.
Starting 7th in the number 9 South Shore Racing Chevrolet from Long Island, New York. It's the two-time champion Johnny Eckert. To his outside, and the number 54 Nurse Aviator Racing Toyota from Brooklyn, New York, Rashid Coles.
And on the inside of row number 5, as Vic said it before, 13 plus 13, it's number 26, and he's racing out of Shift Esports from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. It is Nathaniel Cherry. And on the outside of row number 5 in that number 91 South Shore Racing Chevrolet from South St. Paul, Minnesota, it's Cooper Johnson.
Starting in the 11th position in the number 2 DGG Racing Chevrolet, the 2000 Busch Series champion from Owensboro, Kentucky, it's Jeff Green. To his outside, playoff racer, starting in 12th in the number 43 Holotype Watson Racing Chevrolet from Fairfield, California,
Ooh, I think we lost you for a second there. But on the inside of row number 7 in the number 73 Nurse Aviator Racing Toyota from Blackwater, Queensland, Australia. He doesn't have the teeth, but he's still the land shark, Kynan Jones. And on the outside, in the number 25 Shift Esports Ford from Peabody, Massachusetts, it's Seth Rocketman Rawls.
In row 8, starting 15th in the number 89 Nurse.
Uh-oh. Okay, the 89, we lost him there. The number 89 Nurse Aviator Racing Toyota from Denison, Texas, it's Dylan D. Thomas. And on the outside of him, in the other Nurse Aviator Racing Toyota from Spartansburg, South Carolina, it is Adam Peeler. Are you back? He might not be back. He left. Okay. And on the inside of row number 9 in the number 6 RK Motorsports Chevrolet from Princeton, North Carolina, it is Zach Me Find Evans. And on the outside of him in the 18th position in the number 95. Oh, I was looking at the wrong list here. Number 95 South Shore Racing Chevrolet from Schaumburg, Illinois. It is David Easterblue Westergreen. And on the inside of row number 10 in the 00 Weekend Woodsman Racing Chevrolet from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, it's the 00 of Caden Tufts. And the outside starting in 20th, making his semi-retirement return here in the number 14 No, Weekend Woodsman's Racing Chevrolet from Door, Michigan, Brent Jones. And on the inside of row number 11, in the number 71 Do Good Motorsports Chevrolet from Lance Harbor, New Jersey, it's going to be David, If I Were a Carpenter. And on the outside of him, in the number 32 Do Good Motorsports Chevrolet out of Medford, Wisconsin, it's Dustin, Dragon Doer. Starting the inside of row number 12 in the number 98 Hollow Type Watson Racing Chevrolet from Phoenix, Arizona, it's Victor Aldrich. And on the outside of him in the number 52 RK Motorsports Chevrolet from Santee, California, it's Justin Tom Nook Kolb.
Gonna make his bet again.
We are going green this time, just so you know.
Okay. So we
If you didn't want to say the rest, I don't blame you.
Oh yeah, so we do have also just rounding out the field. I'm going to do this quick. Thomas Capuano, Jordan Tarble, Neil Rutt, DJ Weeks in the 97, and rounding out the field, I believe he's on track, is Braxton DeWeese, the most popular driver, starting from the back. It should be a fun one to watch here tonight. And Matthew, I think you're back, right?
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back,
Okay.
baby.
I have no idea what that was. Discord just had a little bit of an episode there.
This time.
This time we're going green, so Ty McIntosh gonna get ready to lead the field to green flag. Matthew rejoining us just at the right time. I just gotta say, how about Rashid Cole's qualifying 8th? Let's see if he can get that thing up to the front.
Good effort from him.
Pace car dives down pit road. Gonna wait to get to the Geico restart zone. Ty McIntosh is gonna lead him to the green. Shift Esports on the front row. Green flag is out. They're going to drag race down, and good start there for Ty McIntosh. Zach Rogers right on the back bumper pushing, but here comes Darren Staff with right on the back bumper, that 4 car. He should be able to build momentum as they go into turn 1.
Doesn't look like Rashid Cole's wasted any time getting up there. I don't think he intends on staying up front, and that's honestly not that's not a bad move at all. Just getting out of the way at these things. They're already 3 wide, a couple rows deep up at the front. With the chase-offs going on, it's going to get aggressive fast.
Yeah, just kind of mind your own P's and Q's and try to wait to be there at the end, as you see Rashid Cole's kind of falling back there a little bit. But coming to lead lap 1, it's going to be a battle between Darren Staff, and he will take the first lap there. Indelicato on the inside. And kind of, I think regular Michigan, especially with these Gen 6 cars, you kind of favor that top side with these cars, and it seems like that's generally where these guys want to be, or that mid kind of lane where we saw Darren kind of take that lead over Indelicato, and where Indelicato looks like he might retake the lead here.
Yes, and you do have to be careful. It's a very easy way to tear up that right front tire, which at the start of a run might not make that much of a difference, but later on it could be a big deal. And the easiest way to save that is by going slow on the bottom and letting off. I'm seeing Ty McIntosh, Zachary Rogers not really push the issue, kind of sitting down there on that bottom, not really running up top. I don't really know how much it's going to affect them in these cars, but I know usually, sending it in on the top and getting those big runs off, it's really fast, but we'll have to see how the tire wear works out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Talking to the Do Good boys before the race, they were saying, it's very easy to go out there full throttle, but, that's maybe in a smaller pack, but definitely, in these packs, the cars are going to get a little bit tighter, but with that being said, it's going to be very easy to have that fool's gold, how much throttle you can give it to it and how it will wear your tires. So early on in these runs, we're going to see these packs. You see 3 wide there in the middle of the pack.
You know what I'm seeing in our top 6 here?
Yeah, what are we seeing? Oh, there's 2 cars that look alike.
I'm seeing shift. They're all lined up top there.
We
are wrecking on the back stretch.
Carpenter. Tepe goes around.
Tepe, I saw Dustin Dewar went hurtling towards the inside wall. It's not going to be good for him. He pounded the inside wall.
And I'm wondering if Carpenter kind of went with Dustin Dewar there as well. And a guy who made the chase-offs, hopefully he didn't get too much damage there. Let's see what happened. Oh, Tepe. Oh, no. Oh, Dewar hard in the inside wall, and a pretty good lick there, too, for the 71. So I think it might have been the 14 car of Brent Jones on the outside.
Yeah, I think he saw Dewar kind of closing up, washing off the corner, and it scared him maybe because he You're not
Yeah,
really
kinda-
washing up like it's tight. You're just washing up because that's what you do off the corner with the way these things drive. You kind of hit the wall and just drove into them. See
Yeah,
up
just-
top there.
Yep,
Yeah.
bounced off the wall into Dewar, and Tepe, thinking he's a well by, just gets clipped in the rear, but a good job by Tepe just spinning the car around and not getting any damage there.
Oh
Jeez.
man, James Watson. Watch this
Yeah.
bright yellow 43 car come through here and almost nail Adam Tepe if you get a second.
Ooh, that's a pretty significant shot there for Carpenter too. But yeah, Watson.
He had to make a last-second decision on which lane he was going to pick.
Yeah, and we watched the onboard camera here for James Watson, and that could have been big chase-off implications there with the 96 and the 43.
He was like,
Oh, he was warming up those tires, just getting ready to make that move and pounce, and made the right call there. As he is on pit road along with a few others that got in that wreck. Some guys who didn't, Victor Aldrich and David Westergreen also join him on pit road.
See DJ Weeks as well. That could be a strategy call. I don't know what the fuel is here, but maybe they can make it all the way if they top off here.
It's going to be close. I think I was talking to Carpenter before the race, and I think he said around 27 laps, so it still might be stretching a little bit, but maybe a few cautions. Ooh, I don't know if Braxton DeWeese, he has damage, I think. I don't know if it wanted to stay there or not, so he might be okay, but he is down pit road. It might be ghost damage, but no, he did not go down pit road. I'm sorry.
Yeah, on my end, he doesn't have any damage, so I think it's the ghost damage thing.
What do the green highlights on the names mean, guys?
Chase-off drivers. That means
Chase-off drivers. I'm getting smarter, Carlos. Are you proud of me?
I am.
Oh, thank you. So as you see, a lot of those Shift Esports Fords, as you were saying before that wreck came out, and I think this style of racing, especially when you can kind of link up and kind of rely on your teammates, it's again seems like that Shift Esports team is always on point when it comes to draft help, and it always seems like there's always one little team that kind of has to mess up the bunch, and
usually South Shore.
Yeah, it's usually South Shore.
And you know, they were actually doing a really good job at the start of the season doing the same thing, but it seems like the last few times we've had an opportunity to have like a teammate style racing, they just get wiped out. Like they don't even get a chance. And I'm hoping this time they can kind of form up and we can have a little team battle. But right now it's just Johnny up there, and I think his buddies are kind of, Cooper Johnson's 12th, and David just came down pit road. I think Tepe's going to be okay as far as damage. I mean, they can get formed up. They've definitely got some guys in those chase-offs in Tepe and Westergreen.
Yeah, they got to get up there and try to battle up front, break up that Shift Esports.
And Cooper Johnson, excuse me.
Yeah, I thought that's what you said. That's what I knew you meant.
You knew what I meant.
Yes. So hopefully they can make a run here for the championship.
Did you guys know about this little zero here?
On the side of the 90.
Oh, that
Vic,
is
that
cute.
even allowed? That's clearly the
That
90
is
car.
cute. That's clearly.
Oh, I see that.
Clearly, Vic, it's seeable from up here in the booth when we zoom in really close.
It's allowed.
It's allowed. Corey LaJoy gets I think on his past two throwbacks,
people should do. I know they're watching it, so I'm just gonna say it now. But people should tune into Bite Size Sports here on YouTube. I shared the link on Twitter as well. You can. They're watching along with everyone else, so you can watch. You can watch them watch us. So.
Oh yeah. Hi boys. Hope we're having a good time. Hope you're like seeing that number 9 Bite Size Sports Chevrolet. Trying to duke it out, trying to break up the team of Shift Esports up front, and we'll see how that goes as we return to green flag action here on lap number 8. Green flag's out. Indelcado will get a good jump on the outside over Gilberto. Oh, he's going to get a good jump. Lead the rest of the pack kind of behind him. It looks like almost like a Delaware restart now.
Maybe
how the pack's
maybe a little too good of a jump.
Yeah, it might have been. But look at Darren Staff. He is running.
Ooh, he's not interested in pushing.
He's going to the outside. He's going to be the one to try breaking up that Shift Esports crew. Oh, God.
Rogers is spinning towards the inside wall.
No caution. Caution
there. Caution's out.
Caution. Oh man. And a rough going there for Zach Rogers running up front. Just three wide action, kind of just slowly. Ooh, Jeff Green maybe kind of helped there too. There's so many cars in that area. It was hard, I think, to stay off each other there.
He hit it pretty good there. It's not as bad as it could have been. He did a pretty good
Whoa.
job getting it wound up, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
it started with Nathaniel Cherry and Darren Staff.
just bottlenecked up and a good lick to the inside wall for that number 35 Weekend Woodsman Chevrolet.
It looks
we
like
we do have someone in the infield care center. We got old Dragon Doer
we got
who
Dusty.
got in that last wreck. We'll bring him up as we wind down looking up the replays of this past wreck. But the previous caution was involved Dustin Doer. Kind of almost the same fate that we just seen Zach Rogers face, that hit towards the inside wall. But yours looked a lot harder, Dusty. What happened out there, buddy?
Yeah, I thought I gave Brent a lot of room there coming off the exit, but unfortunately he got into it a little bit and came down into me, and just hard racing, I guess, early on. It's unfortunate, of course. Got a lot of good sponsors on board this car: Memory Lanes, JD's Hilltop Savage, Miss Goodies Goodies. It's just too bad for those guys. That's why I do this week in and week out.
Yeah, and of course, too, another kind of victim in that wreck is your teammate Dave Carpenter, who is in the chase-offs. Do you have any word on what kind of damage he's suffering out there right now?
I know he's got damage. He's pretty quiet right now, and I completely understand that. I feel bad for Dave, but he went a lap down just to get his damage completely fixed, I believe, and kind of like me, just try to get the car fixed and get back out there and salvage what we can tonight.
So your plans are to kind of go do the old do-good grit and try to finish this one off, get what you can?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't rule out a top 10 yet.
Hey, you never
That's the
know.
attitude right there.
See, that's what I love too. But and again, hopefully they can get another do good motor. I think we had one left over in the trailer there, bud. But you didn't get a lot of laps in, but you're gonna have to start in the back in half number 2. What's kind of the mindset for you as you got to kind of wait to get to that point?
Well, I really hope to get out there and run a bunch of laps yet and understand how these cars are going to handle tonight on worn out tires. I'm assuming the second half is going to go mostly green. Usually if the first half's a wreck fest, the second half's pretty clean, but we got a long ways to go in this first race yet, so we'll see what happens. But second race, I think I'm gonna just try to get to the front and win this thing.
Hey, I love it. Go win that for old Big Balls Randy Walters.
Yeah, let's do this. You boys have fun up in that booth.
Oh, you know it. You
We
know
will.
it. Heck yeah. That's Dustin Dragon Doer getting involved in their first caution. And I got to wonder, even if Dusty gets back out there, even like DJ Weeks, Dave Carpenter, who did get into the inside wall like that, if there's going to be any motor damage. These things aren't built like tanks like the next-gen cars on the service, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens for these guys.
Yeah, Tepe's still on pit road fixing it up right now. He's just now coming off. DJ Weeks also pitted again. That has got to be... He and Westergreen both. That's got to be a field decision.
Now we're getting it. We're getting
Now
into
I
that
think
range. Yeah, especially if you're running about tail end of this pack and you're kind of rolling out of the throttle. I think there's a puncher's chance that the 97 and 95 could potentially make it on fuel. So that's going to be an interesting thing to watch if we do go green. But we do have a restart coming up here on lap number 12. Nick Indelicato choosing the outside line in that 3-wide racing Ford. It's got that beautiful Miss Goodies Ford on the inside. And of course, those boys, Bite Size Sports, looking on Johnny Eckert running the third position, and the outside of him, Darren Staff in that 87. We've seen some aggressive moves by him. We're going to see if he can make some more moves, get back up front. The green flag's back out. I don't know. It doesn't look like Indelicato's going to get as good of a jump, maybe by choice, as he did last time. Well, maybe not. He got a pretty good jump.
Oh man, and you saw Johnny Eckert and Nathaniel Cherry already. They immediately moved up a lane to, I don't know if they had much of a run, maybe to try and get a better arc in or make something happen. Nobody has shied away from shooting it 3 wide so far in this thing.
Yeah, it's not been these guys have not been shy of that at all. As Indelicato's trying to pick what line to block, he chooses to block Darren Staff for the 87. But as we've seen before, Darren, no, strange customer going 3 wide, and Johnny Eckert almost making contact with the 87 as he's in the middle now, trying to trying to get it sorted out. But there's a gaggle of cars up towards the front.
Caden Tufts. Look at Caden Tufts. Just split it up the middle. He had a big run, but he showed some restraint there. The name of the game is spatial awareness. Guys have a huge run and they want to go somewhere with it, and they change lanes, but they changed them too fast and somebody was already there. That's where the root of all this contact is going to be, especially off turn 2. They get really out of shape off of turn 2.
Man, if you boys like pack racing, I know a lot of these drivers don't like it, but for us up in the booth, man, it is awesome. It is on the edge of your seat racing here. As Johnny Eckert, look at him on the outside. Can he get that run on Gilberto? And it looks like he might. Now, here comes a good run for that 99 at the line. Wow.
Caden Tufts.
He made another move.
He just about wrecked himself.
Oh boy.
He was about to make a move, and he realized he was about to turn.
Uh-oh. Are we losing you again, Matt? Oh, no. Come on, college internet. But how about this? The boys at Bite Size Sports, get on your feet. That number 9 car of Johnny Eckert going to the lead. We got a lap car coming up here, too. I believe that's going to be the 32 of Dustin Dewar. We just spoke to him a few moments ago. Johnny's going to try to draft off that 32. And he's going to try to get that lap led. But here comes Indelicato at the line. Almost throws a block. And Dusty, the lap car, trying to get out of the way. And the number 4 car of Indelicato going to retake the lead here as the 4 and the 9 duke it out up front. We've seen these two put on some masterful battles here in OSCA Series past, and it looks like they're not going to disappoint here either. Matthew, we got you?
Here we're on the backstretch.
Hey, that's where you're standing on the backstretch?
Seth Rollins, Adam Taylor.
Oh, what happened? They went around?
Look at it.
Go look at it. We got to go look at Seth Rawls, Carlos.
Okay, I'll put it up.
Peeler. Yeah, we'll see if we can find that wreck. As we still trying to get Matthew's stuff worked out. It wasn't a wreck. Was it a near miss?
It was a near wreck.
It was a near wreck. I never know why they call it near miss, because you miss. I suppose it's a near hit.
Okay, here we go. Replay.
We got the 3 wide TV replay coming up. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, Rawls. What a save by Rawls, but a lot of track position lost by both the 13 and the 25.
Kevin Rich with the comment of the year.
Oh, what did he say?
Matty B with the Natty D internet.
Ooh.
Is it back?
It's pretty much back. You sound normal again.
All right, I went around to the back of my computer there and wiggled the Ethernet cable. So.
Oh yeah, I used to do that in Madden back in the day, in PlayStation 2 days. You could get a sack pretty easy if you jiggled the internet cord.
Johnny Eckert took
Johnny
the
Eckert
lead,
back.
split up.
It looks like we're going to see these two guys just kind of doing slide jobs on each other here. Now, Indelicato has his best friends behind him. He's got Ty McIntosh, Nathaniel Cherry, and Gilberto behind him.
I've seen this story before. I think it was at Talladega. It was Johnny Eckert versus Shift Esports, and he was doing everything he could to take them all on at the same time without any backup. I've seen this before this season.
Yeah, this has been no stranger of a moment here for Johnny in his limited starts, as you see him go up there trying to duke it out with those Shift Esports Fords. And I'm wondering here, Darren, we see him make those aggressive moves, but right now he's kind of biding his time here a little bit. Just just taking what comes.
Or he's bum drafting.
I don't know, not anymore. I think we might be starting to see a little bit of tire wear come into play. Not a whole lot, but if you're fast enough going into the corner, I've seen some guys start to get tight coming off of turn 4.
I'll say, speaking of bump draft in there, the little damage to the rear end of Nathaniel Cherry's car maybe that or getting loose off the corner, get the rear end up towards the wall. But one guy I'm noticing kind of coming towards the front, up 5 spots, old Jeff Green. And how about right behind him? Hold the phone here. Braxton DeWeesh starting shotgun in the field. Plus 20 up to 9th, and he's looking for more
right now.
Oh yeah, he's trying to regroup, trying to maybe save those tires for a longer run, because I think the way this run's trending, I don't want to jinx it.
He's killed!
I jinxed it.
You jinxed it.
Caution's out. Johnny's around. Oh boy.
Peeler!
I think Adam Peeler got involved in that. He might have hit Johnny spinning on the track, and I think Caden Tufts is involved. Johnny, I think there's some smoke you don't want to see out of that bite-sized Sport Chevrolet. Man, we're getting quicker and quicker with these announcers, Jinx, in the middle of my sentence.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Jeff, I don't know what happened. I think Jeff either got tight or I don't know what happened, but Eckert was definitely a little tight on his door.
Yeah, it was just hard race. Oh, Peeler kind of committed to try to go low of Johnny, thinking he was still going to come up, but that cutter of Johnny Eckert kind of spun like a top. And didn't really move upwards on track.
You want another James? Can we get another James Watson cam? He did it again.
Sure, yeah.
Oh boy. And then Caden Tufts a hard lick in the outside wall there too. Here I think Johnny would have been somewhat okay, but that hit right there. Could I think do both of the 9 and the 13 in.
Oh, the 91 of Cooper Johnson too was the guy that nailed Johnny Eckert after.
Oh,
Cooper's got big damage too.
Yeah, he tried his best to lay off him. You see the parts flying there as well. So that, as they say,
the
changes
driver
everything.
of the 9's already in the infield care center. I'm going to pull him up.
Oh, he is in the
Yeah,
infield
bring him
care
up,
center. Yeah, bring him on up.
There you go. Bite-sized
Johnny,
sports driver.
Yeah, bite-sized sports driver Johnny Eckert had a pretty good run going until he didn't there. What happened, bud?
I got murdered.
It's a pretty good way to put it, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, I opted to to race for the lead. It didn't really work out. I got put back in the field a little bit, and I don't know. I think it was Jeff Green below me got tight and just took off, and I got doored, and I was going to take a lot of damage from the hit from the outside wall, but I felt like we were in good shape, and then I got absolutely pile driven by Peeler like 3 minutes later. So that was frustrating. Took out teammate 2 after getting hit, so blew the engine. So we're done for race 1.
Yeah, done for race 1, and while you're out there, you're running for team points for these guys at South Shore, but kind of out here also for checkered flags, and we know those guys from Bite Size Sports are watching. Is the goal trying to have number 2 work your way up to the front and make some noise?
Yeah, I mean, I led some laps. I was up front, for as long as I was in this race. So, I think the goal for me there was to get some airtime for Bite Size and who's sponsoring the race. And I appreciate them for supporting me, the team, and this race. But, I don't know. I got to see how the rest of this race goes. But I feel like the racing is ridiculously aggressive, and you have to be that way with the side draft and everything, and it's okay if it's 1 or 2 cars, but once you get forced to race against the line of cars who are either defending their line or working together, it's kind of hard to do something. So we'll figure out what the strategy is, what the strategy will be for race 2. I'd like to be up front, but it's going to be pretty difficult to get through the field, especially as we've had a couple cautions, a couple wrecks already. So I don't know if I really want to get caught in the middle of it too early in race 2.
Hey, all we know is you gotta put on a show for those boys. They're watching. I think they're live streaming it too, live streaming the broadcast. So go give them hell in half number 2, bud.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Before you go, Johnny, I have a question.
Yeah.
It's from Cameron Rich, and he wants to know, and I quote, "What is your favorite cheese?"
Ooh. What was my favorite cheese?
Answer
Yeah,
carefully.
what is your favorite cheese?
And as a
figure out
as a follow-up to that question, what's your favorite wine pairing with that cheese?
Oh wow.
I don't know. I'm kind of big on the jabs lately, but no, I'm a big mozzarella man. But you know, that's about as far as I'm gonna go with that one because I'm not too big on the wine.
See, if you're from Wisconsin, you can eat cheese, drink beer, and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, the way some of the guys are driving out there, they may have had a little bit too much wine, but
Hey, we'll see how it plays out here. Johnny, thanks for joining us. We're gonna get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Nick Indelicato is gonna restart on the inside here. James Watson will be starting alongside.
James
We'll see if-
Watson.
yeah, how did he
James
get up there?
Watson took right
Straight
sides
out.
only on that pit
Oh,
stop.
he did stay out.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah,
James
right sides
Watson
only.
came down and took right sides only. He had enough of missing spinning race cars.
Yeah, he's wants to get ahead of that, but we've seen wrecks up here too. But yeah, we've seen him about everywhere.
Maybe he'll be in front of it instead of right behind it.
And maybe 2 tires not a bad call here. Only 16 laps left.
Oh, he's loose.
Yeah, it's going to be
You're
loose,
watching-
but I think these cars get tight. I think that might pay off in the long run. Maybe not.
It's going to take a few laps. I mean, he just got a big run off the corner very close to Cherry. He dove down into turn 3 and the back end kicked out and he had to straighten it out. I mean, it's a little bit loose. We're going to see at speed here going into turn 1 how it works for him. I'm thinking, it's definitely a little free on him. He's having to wheel it a little bit. I think that's going to hurt him a little bit here. Contact with Gilberto. They're fine for now. I think it's going to hurt him a little bit here, but maybe it'll even out.
He's got to hope he doesn't lose too much with that loose race car. But I'm liking what that 4 car is doing. He's throwing blocks from top lane to bottom lane. You know, I think towards the end of the regular season, we've seen maybe not a little bit of contentment, just seeing kind of what comes. Oh, big wreck! Tom McIntosh goes around. Kynan Jones, Seth Rawls involved in it as well.
DJ Weeks got a pretty good piece of it. Man, that was all netcode. Oh my goodness.
Justin Kolb involved in that wreck as well.
Zach Evans.
That was a wreck
Man,
so hard
they
it
actually
accidentally
didn't hit
triggered the
anything that
math
time.
button.
It accidentally triggered the math button.
That
And
was big time net. At least on my screen, there was like a quarter car width between these two guys here.
oh wow, you know, that's when you got a guy from Australia, another guy in Massachusetts. That's
Neil Rutt
That'll
sneaking by.
oh, do the old Cole Trickle, keeping his foot in it, getting around the wreck there.
I think he made a little contact with the wall, but he just barely snuck by.
Oh man, Zach Evans, well, that's a lot worse than I thought.
You know,
Ooh,
fine.
Westergreen too. Yeah, he's not great. I can tell you that in that 213 Simware Chevrolet. I heard he's wearing an awesome shirt tonight. Just FYI, if he's got his camera on. Oh, old Tom Nook car. You know what? I think we can officially say it, Carlos. That Animal Crossing's car is not good luck for Justin.
But what a drive through the grass, though.
It looked like his car was pointing towards the wall there for a minute. That could have been a lot worse. See Rashid Coles. Oh man, he gets clipped to the rear end. Oh, and minimal damage there for the 54. Which, man, it seems like he always gets caught up in these wrecks big time. So it's nice to see him get minimal damage there. Seth Rawls barrel rolling Kynan Jones there. They were kind of switching nicknames. It looked like in that part of the wreck, Seth Rawls was the land shark, and he was trying to make Kynan Jones the Rocket Man there.
Really, really big wreck. I mean, obviously it had a solid amount of drivers in it, but man, in terms of names, Adam Tepe, David Westergreen, Seth Rawls, Ty McIntosh, that was about a quarter
Peeler in
of our
the Care
chase-off
Center.
field.
Wait, we'll get. I was just gonna say too. We do have Adam Peeler in the Care Center, who was part of our previous caution number 3. Adam, what happened out there, man?
I'm just here to publicly apologize to Johnny. If I'm being honest with you. I saw them 2 guys spin, and 9 times out of 10 coming out of there, everybody goes to the apron. So I stayed up there thinking that's where they would go, and then I turned right to keep from hitting Caden, and just didn't realize Eckert was there. So that's 100% on me, 100% avoidable. Just really didn't think his car would be sitting there. So that's 100% on me, and just wanted to apologize to Eckert. That's all.
Yeah, it's a tough one. But half number 2, we seen you racing here. You know, you're worked your way up into the top 10 for a moment. You know, as well. So, but you're going to be starting kind of towards the back half here, and half number 2. You gonna make some moves? Gonna go dancing? Gonna go run up front?
We got nothing to run for, so might as well, right? Like, we're way out of the points after this season, and I end up wrecked somehow anyway. So whether it's someone else's doing or my boneheaded mistake, so might as well try it, right?
That's right. Bring home the steering wheel of the checkered.
Nothing else to do.
Hell yeah! Before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give?
Check out Sugar Moon Creations on Etsy, and thanks to you guys for putting this on. Y'all do a great job. I love going back and watching it the next day, and Vic for putting this show on, dude. I know he deals with a lot of hard-headed stuff, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we did also announce at the top of our broadcast about your in the booth opportunity here next season with you and Matthew kind of splitting the co-host and pit road Miller Mack kind of role. So I'm kind of excited to have you join me up here next season.
Dude, I'm looking forward to it. I think I haven't been this excited about an opportunity probably since I bought iRacing, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun going on here as we are gonna get the restart with 11 laps to go once Indelicato gets to the line. Thank you, Adam, for joining us. We'll get you back down to your team there. And green flags out. Indelicato with another restart. I wonder if is he choosing that bottom line to kind of maybe curb a little bit of that lead? Maybe not, because he got another great jump there, Matthew.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's been able to defend it and go up there and take it all race long. Hasn't been much of an issue for him either way. But yeah, I'm never ever comfortable. I don't know if he's going to try that kind of jump if we get a late race restart. As it stands right now, he's
43!
Watson is spinning. He saves it, but not without lots of damage.
Oh, lots of damage. Cars fanning up around the track. See if any of these guys take back angles. Westergreen made an aggressive move on the apron before getting into turn 3. He's worked his way up into that 8th position.
Oh my goodness.
And how about this for the lead here too? Javier Gomera and Dylan Thomas battling Indelicato for the lead. There's a gaggle of cars look up on that top side. How about Nathaniel Cherry with that rear end damage? Jeff Green, Darren Staff, Thomas Capuano. Where did he come from?
Yeah, this is definitely, if it goes green to the end, I don't know if we're going to see anybody outside this pack go for this win here. Actually, I stand corrected. Tarbell's got a clean race car. He's coming, but behind him, Tepe's a little bit beat up. Braxton DeWeese has some damage. A lot of wrecked race cars in that second pack there, and it's honestly just about half of our chase-off field.
Yeah, so it's with Indelicato leading this race right now, it really sets him up good after half number 1. But man, just watching the replay of that last wreck too, we were talking about James Watson on those 2 tires, and being a little bit loose. That kind of looked like what kind of did him in there with that wall contact.
Yeah, that's weird. It's like the second or third time we've seen somebody hit the outside wall off turn 2, which I really don't know what the deal is. It's kind of easy to do, in like a high horsepower car with low downforce, when you have to wash up to it. But here they're more so just driving up to it. I'm thinking maybe it gets tight late and it sneaks up on them, but I'm amazed at how dangerous turn 2 has been.
Yeah, it's been dangerous indeed, and look who's dangerous now. Darren Staff takes the lead. Indelicato wants it back as they're still battling, duking it out for the lead as they go on in turn 1. And to note, there's 2 more guys that... oh, no, Dylan Thomas around!
He saves it?
Oh, Zach Rogers in the back end. Now we have a caution. He was wrestling that car for a long time.
Oh, Zach Rogers.
I don't think he saw the how off pace Dylan Thomas was.
I mean, he could see him for the whole turn, but for a while it looked like he was going to stay in the wall, and then he started to come down the track, and then Zach committed to the top, and then it was just he was trying to gauge what he was going to do, but it was too late by the time he got there.
Ooh, looked like Gilberto got loose or something went on in the corner. His car looked a little upset. Got into the 89, and the 89, oh, man. Yeah, I think it's just what you said, though, Matthew. It looked like he was coming down just a little bit, like he was working his car low right there, and then he gassed it up, trying to go back to the outside. Rogers is already committed. Man, oh man.
You know what? I think this wreck was caused by. I'm slowing it down. I'm seeing Dylan Thomas comes down, he gets on Gilberto's door, and I'm seeing he never touches him, but that 9 car bumps like he's been doored, and it sends the 99 up the track a little bit. If you watch it closely, I don't think there was. You'll see he's going to get close to him, and that 99's going to hop. Ready? We'll see it do a little bit of
was
a
that
hop.
net code? Yep, net
Right there. Yep.
A little wee net code hop, and I think just enough to upset
There were 2 net
that
code.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Two
and honestly,
2 net code hops.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
the 89 you
Oh,
saw,
yeah,
99
yeah.
touched
Oh,
him,
yeah.
but Dylan Thomas's his back end picked up like that.
Apologize. Ooh, and then Tepe goes for a slide there as well. So just a note for those guys streaming the race from Bite Size Sports, we do have PG-13 language. We're allowed to say at least one F-bomb during the broadcast.
No, you're allowed.
Yeah.
You're allowed rated R language. I don't really care until Carlos stops you.
Oh, that's fair.
Carlos?
Carlos has no room to stop us here.
Hey,
I
when I
think
say it, I
Carlos-
only say it once.
That's fair. See, Carlos, we keep Carlos to a rated PG-13 rating. Then he's only
Right.
allowed one F-bomb. Choose it wisely, Carlos. Uh-huh.
I usually save it for after the broadcast when they give you guys what's it called, a dressing down.
Yeah, talk us down. Talk down to us, maybe. But man, this race between the 87 and the 4 car, I think this is going to shape up to be a good one. As I think we'll have about 4 laps to go by the time we get back going green, and man, that Shift Esports pack is broken up a little bit, but definitely Indelicato still has his friends here. I think he'll be choosing that inside line, and he'll have Nathaniel Cherry and Gilberto linked up on that bottom lane. But there'll be some Chevys and Darren Staff, Thomas Capiano, and Jeff Green on the outside. So this is going to shape up to be a fun finish for half number 1.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. Darren Staff, we've seen all season, is probably one of the most aggressive drivers we have. And he doesn't really have anything to lose here. Didn't really make the chase, didn't make the postseason, so he can go for it. And, we've got 10 halves of racing to decide a champion here, but a lot of guys back there, like Wester Green and who else was back there? Cooper Johnson and James Watson. Some of the guys that were in the top half of this field, of this chase field, kind of doomed to finish further back in the field with their damage. Obviously, you got to go for the win, but I would be a little careful around the 87 car because Darren Stapp is going to be racing like it's his last race.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it. You look at the in the top 10 in general, at least the top 8. You got the bottom side all lined up, chase off drivers. Guys on the outside, those Chevrolets, they're not. They have, like you said, nothing to lose, so they can play a little fast and loose with how this race kind of plays out to the end. And again, if you're Indelicato, Nathaniel Cherry, Gilberto, you want at least to salvage a decent run here to set yourself up for half number 2 with those guys having a little bit of off nights so far. So man, I can't wait. This should be exciting.
I like to point out that even though drivers like the 87 is not a chase-off driver, he is a chase-off driver. The number is for the owner's point.
That's true. Okay, he does have a little something to race for there.
Especially with old boss man right up here in the booth with us.
Mm-hmm.
So the pace car is going to dive down. 4 laps to go. Indelicato going to restart with the shift teammates on the inside. We'll see how big of a jump he chooses to take here. And Matthew, I think he did take your advice. It doesn't look like he's going to get as big of a jump. He's going to stay with his teammates there.
And you know what? I think look at the gap between Cherry and Gomera. Nathaniel Cherry also got a really good restart in general.
Yeah, that was, I think, timed it out just perfectly. Darren Staff's going to tuck in behind Nathaniel Cherry as they come out of turn number 2.
Oh, and Darren Staff's going to have a big run here. Got to be careful. He's pushing Cherry into his teammate. Oh, he checks up. Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Capuano does actually touch him. Somehow doesn't turn him.
Yeah, Capuano goes down low, but no help with them at this time. Trying to make a run, trying to battle for that second spot on the inside. Still needs some help on the bottom. As all the help right now on that top side. You see Gilberto also losing a few spots. And they'll be able to all tuck in line here with only 3 laps to go.
Going to be hard for Darren Staff. That 26 and 4 are teammates. Both of them on shift. Nathaniel Cherry is a little bit wounded, though. I don't know how much power he's got with that race car with the aero damage on the right rear. I don't know how much that's hurting him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, but all he has to do is lead right at the line. And, look
out, here comes David Westergreen. He's made his way up to this pack. He's passing a lot of cars right now.
Man, and kind of losing momentum, Darren Staff, but Thomas Capriona looking on the inside again, not having the help that he needs. And Westergreen kind of loses that momentum here as well, but Braxton DeWeese, again, a non-chase guy. Oh, he's going to the inside. It looks like Jeff Green was going to try to look, couldn't quite make it. Darren Staff's got to use that side draft to see if he can hold back that 4 car. Nothing doing now, but he'll tuck right in behind the 4. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, he's going to throw a block. Not too much. Not too much. Oh, he tried clearing himself, unable to do so. He almost took them both out.
He has split up in Delicato and Cherry. That's a big thing. He's got to keep that 26 behind. Nathaniel Cherry is not going to race him kindly, though.
Yeah, there's going to be a gaggle of those Shift Esports 4s behind him. Nathaniel Cherry looking on the bottom. Indelicato's going with him, but no, he's going to choose to block Darren Staff into turn number 1. Final lap, white flag is out. And Nathaniel Cherry, oh, he's going to slide jab. Oh, boy, there's some not so fun language with those two guys battling for second spot. Indelicato, I think all he's got to do is block the right lines here. Nathaniel Cherry, one last ditch effort on the bottom line. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Coming out of
Darren Staff is spinning.
Oh, he's not going to hang on. He's going to take Gilberto with him.
Oh, Darren Staff is flying through the air in the infield. He's still flipping.
Indelicato wins half number 1 with a wild finish across the line. Nathaniel Cherry second, Braxton DeWeese third, and how about David Westergreen coming back to finish 4th? And Adam Tepe, when he doesn't finish on his lid, he has a good run. He ends up rounding out the top 5. And then the rest of the top... there you go, a little spin-out celebration there. What a finish there, Matthew. Wow.
Adam Tepe with a really, really excellent move up of turn 4 there. He had to take evasive action and kind of move up a whole 3 lanes to miss it, but he picked up some good points. And David started that last lap in 10th place. He had a huge run and passed like 4 cars going into turn 1 and got a few more there at the exit. A really, really good last lap for South Shore there as both of their guys, 2 of their guys in the chase get top 5s.
Yeah, I think something they really, really needed here to kick off the chase-offs here, but
we've got half number auto there.
Yeah, we'll get Indelicato. Kevin Kolb will start on point. Man,
Kevin?
oh man! Did I say
Who's
Kevin again?
Kolb?
Kevin Kolb, the quarterback for the Eagles back in the day. Remember that. Anyway, we have Nick Indelicato up here. And Nick, you're talking to old man who can't remember names, but I do remember you put on one hell of a show out there, and how'd you hold him off there, man?
Yeah, it was something. I mean, teammate help was definitely a big thing there. Gilberto, Braxton, I don't know how he finished 3rd. Nathaniel, there was a lot of teammate work, and at these tracks, I think we do a really good job. And right there, it really did show. You know, I honestly wouldn't have been there and had kind of a cleaner finish than that if I didn't have my teammates. So that was big.
Yeah, it looked like even some of your teammates kind of getting a little bit of a scuffle there, kind of with the 87 car. Was that kind of the best thing that could happen to you? Those 2 guys kind of duking it out and kind of letting you just kind of block the lines and just kind of cruising away with it?
Yeah, no, I saw them kind of get into each other a couple times. I thought one of them was going to get turned, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of your best friend is people battling behind you coming to the line. But, you know, I would have rather had me in the 26, I guess, battle it out there. But 87's aggressive. It is what it is. You have to be with this package, especially at this track. But, you know, I'll take a win to start off the playoffs. It's kind of big. I think I led 30-plus laps, and then I think I got a 0x. So trying to maximize points.
Yeah, it was a pretty good night to kick off your chase-offs here indeed. But now you're going to be back in 17th and kind of in the danger zone here of the pack. Yeah, what's as I said, good luck. What's your plan here for half number 2?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The top, I was kind of just telling this to everyone too in the call, is the top is kind of the big line that you want to be in for momentum. So try to work the top. Hopefully nobody washes into me. That's the biggest thing. I think if an accident's going to happen, somebody's either going to wash into you in the center of the corner coming out or do a not so good block. So it'll be fun. I mean, 17th. It's not like it's 30th. So we'll have a shot for sure if we don't wreck.
I have a question
Yeah.
for you.
Yes, sir.
I'm just curious to benefit our analyzing the race here. I don't know if you guys went enough laps on a set of tires, but is there any kind of tire wear at all on the right front?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think at the end of that first run there, everyone was feeling it. I was in the lead when I was trying to battle Johnny, and I mean, I was pushing to the wall, and you could feel it. So if you go 15, you're gonna feel it. If you go 10 green flag laps straight, you'll feel it a little bit. If you push them hard, so there's gonna be something here if we go green, where tires definitely take effect. So trying to minimize your corner, your center, or whatever you call it, your center speed, and try to be smooth with that is kind of big. So we'll see.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Also for, analyzing reasons. What's your favorite cheese?
I knew it.
Favorite cheese?
Yep.
He's
How
Italian,
can you go
by
wrong?
the way.
How can you go wrong with the good old mozzarella?
Oh my God!
You
that's
and
Old
Johnny
Mozz,
Ivo.
huh?
2 for
Man,
2.
man,
You gotta
2
go
for 2.
mozz. You have to Subway order and get the fresh mozzarella every time.
You could tell when a guy's not from Wisconsin when he says mozzarella.
You gotta
Wait,
get the mozz,
Yeah, mozzarella is good, especially on a pizza pie and
Exactly.
nice Subway sandwich.
Nice old little Neapolitan pizza. I mean,
Ooh,
can't go
yeah,
wrong with it.
Heck yeah, man!
Yes,
That might be some Victory Lane after race dinner for you there. That sounds pretty good.
Maybe. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Well, before we let you go, get ready for half number 2. Any quick shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to you guys up in the booth. I mean, you guys do a hell of a job every week, and can't thank you guys enough for hopping on board, making this 4-car a little bit cooler with the blue. Hopefully we can go out there and get a second one. Like I said, teammate work, Shifty Sports doing a hell of a job in that first race, and these plate races. I'm going to call this a plate race. It basically is. So second race, hopefully we can work together there and go to the front and get one of us in victory lane.
Yeah, well, best of luck to you in half number 2, and I expect to see at least a good portion of the Shift eSport Fords battling up for the lead.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hopefully I'll put on a show for the second race.
Heck yeah. Love to see it. That's Nick
Yes,
Indelicato coming home with the win here in half number 1. And Vic?
You want to do picks?
Oh, yeah, we should do picks. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
I think I get to go
so
first
Dallas gets picks for first.
No
He
way.
finished-
What?
Yeah, he finished 27th.
Woohoo.
You finished 26th. So he actually messaged me, and he feels some vested interest in not finishing last tonight. So he's going with a 95 in half 2.
Oh, nice.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna take DJ Weeks.
There you go with the 97. That's not a bad pick.
No,
Next up is Goody.
Man, I'm trying to see who I have available for me here.
Yeah, this
But,
one gets pretty hard.
Few and far between.
You know what? I'm gonna roll the dice here a little bit, but I like the way he ran, especially towards the end of half number 1. I'm going with that number 39 car, Jordan Tarble.
That's a good one.
That is a good pick. Carlos, you're up next.
Uh-oh.
Is he with
Carlos here?
is he with his friend again? Quote unquote.
Is he
Oh, sorry. No,
unwrapping
my mic was
presents?
muted. I'm putting my money down on the number 2 of Jeff Green.
Who did you pick?
Why,
Big Jeff Green.
Yeah.
why was your mic muted, Carlos?
Yeah.
Gift unwrapping.
Gift unwrapping.
Oh.
What did you get for your birthday?
I don't. You took my pick, and I don't know how I feel about it. So thanks,
suck it up.
Carlos. I'm gonna go with the 87. I'm gonna go with the guy that just flipped down the front stretch on the last lap.
I mean, hey, he was up there gonna finish top 3 before that happened.
He was.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
You know who finished 10th in that first race? Check that out.
Dave Carpenter. How about
We were
that?
talking in the booth with Dusty about how they were gonna try and be scrappy and get back up there. He did.
Man, oh man, yeah, they were scrappy. That's that do good grit. That's what I love to see. But before we get to a half number 2,
we got a guest here.
we have a special guest from Bite Size Sports, Nathaniel Benham. I'm hoping I'm saying that correct. Nathan, how's it going tonight?
Oh, it's not going too bad. I mean, and it's also just Nathan or Nate or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I said Nathaniel. Sorry.
You're all good there. We just wrapped up on our end, just discussing a little bit. Unfortunately, we had some technical issues there, but we popped in every once in a while to see what was going on there. Unfortunately, with the Johnny Eckert, unfortunately it didn't finish, which happens sometimes. So, but we'll see how second half goes here.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask you, you get to make your special guest pick here, and it might be obvious, but who you going with here in half number 2?
Well, I'm going with 2 here. So obviously Johnny Eckert in the 9, and I also help sponsor the 95 because I work at Traders Brewing. So if you ever find yourself in Indianapolis, come get a ice cold one here on the northwest side. But those are the 2 I'll be watching and picking in this race. I mean, I saw, got to watch a little bit of the end there, and David made a great comeback up into the top 10 there after hanging out back most of the race.
Yeah, he did a very good job. Very very much his wheelhouse. These draft tracks. He's almost like Dale Earnhardt back in the day, working his way up through the pack. But before we get go ahead.
Where can I go to enjoy a cold one?
Traders Brewing. It's in Indianapolis on the northwest side. So if you ever find yourself here for whatever reason, whether it be, the Indianapolis 500 at the end of this month, or the NASCAR weekend come August, or any other time in between, come up and get a nice cold one.
Hey, that's only a couple hours away from me.
Yeah, I really wish I would have known that when I lived in Fort Wayne, because there's a lot of weekends in Indianapolis, and man, if I ever go back to Indy 500 or go back down visit my buddies down in Fort Wayne, Indiana, I might have to make a little trip down to Indy. That sounds good right about now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So before we have the pace car driving, leading the cars off pit road here, but before we get kickoff half number 2, tell us a little bit more about Bite Size Sports.
Yeah, so Bite Size Sports came about a little bit ago. It's gone through a few changes, but it's just a way for a big group of friends to discuss various topics, and it's not just. Although it is mostly sports, it's not just sports. There are some pop culture streams and I guess just recordings that we do sometimes. Like recently, we discussed Mandalorian season 3, but it's just a way to cover it in a different manner instead of I don't want to call it the run of the mill because it doesn't make any sense. But your big guns like Fox Sports and ESPN, and we've got some shows that cover various topics like The Bounce, which is usually on Thursday night. However, with us sponsoring the race this week, it moved to Fridays. But that covers all the stuff in the NBA, especially exciting playoff time. We've got things like Necessary Roughness, which will help cover the NFL. There's some fantasy sports, whether it's best ball or a dynasty or any of the other formats you can listen to weekly. And there's a couple other shows which for some reason are escaping me right now, so I apologize to my other bite-sized members here. But it's just it's a lot of weekly content and a lot of good content at that.
Hey, I always look forward for some more sports content, especially with not that the non-normal talking heads, as you're kind of saying there. But hey, if you ever need anyone to rant about the Green Bay Packers, good or bad, as a guest, I might be your guy.
Well, I mean, as long as it's bad, because I'm a Bears fan, so as long as it's bad ranting there, I'm okay with that.
This year it might be. We never know. I think there's gonna be a lot of unknowns in the NFC North. It should be a fun season here for us NFC Northers. I think that division now is wide open.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, as weird as it is to say, I think the Lions are going to be the favorite in that division, just because I don't trust Captain Kirk, and Jordan Love's still a big unknown. But of course, they had to put Bears Packers week 1. Like, can't just wait till later in the year to have both games. Got to have it week 1, since they just announced the schedules about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago.
Yeah, but hey, that's a good way to kick off the season. Packers, Bears, nothing better than that. But thanks again. I was gonna say Nathan. I don't know why. I think I worked with a guy that we just called him Nate. Now he's called him Nathaniel. So I'm used to that. But thanks again for joining us. And yeah, glad to have you on board here tonight. And hopefully we'll see that 9 car rocket its way up towards the front.
Yeah, I've got total faith that the 9 and the 95, and also the 91 and the 96 will make it up there too. I mean, I know the 91's right there, second line outside, but I think they'll all make it up there. I mean, it was an interesting first half, and hopefully people learned enough there to make some cleaner moves, but we'll see. So I appreciate the interview opportunity.
Yeah, no problem. Come back anytime. Love to have you.
All right. Thanks again.
Yep, you bet. That was Nathan Benham of Bite Size Sports. As Matthew, we're getting ready to go green here, and we have Justin Kevin Kolb. And if you didn't know, his dad was a former Eagles quarterback and Cardinals. You guys Google him. He was a very, very mediocre quarterback.
How many seasons?
Was he as mediocre at being a quarterback as you are at being a commentator?
He might have been a little bit better. I don't know.
I've heard you commentate at a real racetrack once, so I don't know if anybody could be more mediocre, pal.
Don't let him tell you. Don't let him talk to you like that. I believe in you.
You know what?
I have a video of him messing up names. It's okay.
Me and Kevin Kolb have something in common. I think we both suffered too many concussions, but
only one of you's on pole here, though.
Yeah, Justin Kolb. That's maybe neither of us, as we are underway here in half number 2 of the Bite Size 158, and a good jump this time on the outside. Yeah, he didn't get the lead, but he's got the momentum on that bottom side. But man, that outside line, I think it's gonna be hard to prevail there. As Victor Aldrich in that beautiful 98 taking the lead.
And I'm looking at the restart. I can't tell if I don't know if Victor Aldrich fired off a little bit too early or if that's under review or not.
He did. He fired off too early. He will not be getting the clear.
Oh, not be getting cleared. Oh, no.
Yeah, it looked a little bit suspect.
So now that 98 took the lead, but gonna have to relinquish it up. Somehow gonna have to work his way towards the bottom to serve that black flag. Oh, there's smoke behind him. I think someone getting in the wall. Gilberto now going for the lead on Justin Kolb, going down into turn number 1.
Now, I think this racetrack is a little bit grippier. It's much later in the afternoon. There was a lot of cloud cover at the start of the session. Track temp is only 76 degrees.
Oh, wow.
With all the downforce and wideness of the turns. Oh, Braxton DeWeese is spinning. Nathaniel Cherry, Nick and Delicato's involved. Caution.
Oh, boy. Caution number 1. Nathaniel Cherry trying to get it righted. A little bit of damage, I think, on the front end of that number 26 car. Neil Rutt. Ooh, Johnny Eckert. Oh! Who got the worst of that? Oh, Braxton DeWeese, no back bumper. How bad is Indelicato there as well in that 4
car? It's his
car?
right front. Darren Staff freaked out, I think. That's how I can describe it on the back stretch.
Oh, wow.
There was a bit of a checkup in front of him, and he yanked it hard left and wiped out Braxton DeWeese into Nathaniel Cherry. And Nathaniel Cherry spun down into Indelicato's nose, and wow, I didn't notice Dylan Thomas got involved.
Dylan Thomas and Neil Rutt getting some pretty good hard hits. That 66 car, I think, might have gotten the worst end of it.
Oh, it was a checkup.
Yeah,
it was a checkup for sure, yeah.
And then Cherry was kind of one of the cars that checked up in front of him, but ends up getting in the wreck by DeWeese spinning and getting into the back end of the 26 car.
Yep, check up and then
I almost kind of wonder, was it the 98 trying to find an opening to work his way down? And man, that could be a little bit altered. I don't know if that he was the lead car of that outside line, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
I just don't know if he. Oh, you know what?
So in race, the 87 says, and I quote, "I got told I was clear."
Oh.
Well. All right, then fire that spotter.
Yep.
I'll be looking into that spotter.
So you know, I know it was your first
that
time
spotter's
spotting
about
this.
as good as Matt.
I don't know,
Very cool.
Aaron.
Can't-
If you're watching, give me your contact info. I'll hook you up. I'll probably spot for you better than
Vic,
whoever.
if you
I was gonna say, yeah.
Vic, if
A
you
lot
didn't
more
make that
mediocre
joke,
than
I was
Spotter.
gonna make it as soon as you stopped talking.
Oh, Goody was too. I was gonna beat the guy.
Everybody was waiting.
It's all to the punch.
Everybody was waiting. Once spotters got brought up, I knew where it was going.
we were all chomping out the bit there. So, DJ Weeks slides on the brakes, avoids the whole mess there as well.
Oh man, I can't do another guy finishing last that I picked. I can't do that again.
Oh boy. But that's a crazy way to start this half, especially for Indelicato there too, just getting the win. Having max points, he could be in a little bit of trouble.
He and Nathaniel Cherry, those guys finished 1-2 to start the half. And Braxton, that was our top 3 from half 1. All of them on pit road fixing damage.
Yeah, and even if it didn't look like terrible damage from the 4, just a very aero-dependent track here at Michigan. So it could be hard to work his way to the front. But, we've seen that guy up there right now in 4th, Dave Carpenter, who took a worse lick and still ended up with a solid run there as well. So I don't think we can ever count anyone out here right now.
Yeah, Seth Rawls, David Westergreen, Braxton DeWeese, all involved in pretty decent incidents in that first half, all came back for top 10. So it's far from over, but it's never fun to have to drive a wrecked race car. Obviously, you don't get that same handling capability. You don't really feel in control of your own destiny. Of course, those guys I listed that finished up there, their finishing position improved thanks to that last lap crash, but that's just how it is. You're what happens to you is it's a little bit less in your hands.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a wild card round for him now as well, and it's going to wonder if we're going to see a group of Shift Esports cars. There's still a couple more bullets left in the chamber for them. They do have obviously Gilberto in the S2 Racing Ford in the top side, starting in P1. Let's see, where else I see him. Seth Rawls in 7th, and you have Ty McIntosh in 9th. So still could have a chance to get linked together and duke it out, kind of like they did in half number 1. But certainly the chances of that have gone down quite drastically as we get ready to restart here on lap number 6. The emotional support pick, Gilberto Javier Gomera on the outside. And, I said son, but now he's the grandson of Kevin Kolb, who's probably only like 40 years old. Starting on the inside.
Situation developing on pit road here. That 4 car has not left his box.
Uh-oh.
He's going to go... I don't really know what's going on. I'm wondering, his wheel is cocked all the way to the left. Is that indicative of that pit box glitch?
It could be the pit box glitch, or maybe he just got hit right and it could have caused damage.
Oh no, he has 8 minutes of required.
Yeah, he got just messed up his suspension just enough with that hit. So that's going to be a big chase off implications here with that wreck as we do get the restart here. Gilberto taking the lead. Justin Kolb trying to look on the inside. He's got Jeff Green behind him, but we're wrecking again. Oh, Jordan Keeler.
Keeler got junked. Dustin Dewar. Oh, man.
Oh, man. He was looking forward to half number 2. And just like that, his chances for a win, I think, go out the window there. As more things change, more things stay the same here in half number 2. Aggressive moves and wild wrecks.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Here we go. What happened? What caused this? Oh, it's up there. Oh my God, James Watson. James Watson just about. We have any chase-off guys?
I don't know if chase-off guys got in that one. And trying to analyze kind of what happened there. See Capuano, and I believe that's Brent Jones.
Oh, it starts with peeler off of Dustin's nose. Actually, I don't know what initiated
my analyzing of this sees the 32 and 13 kind of come together.
Oh, yep. Right there.
Just a coming together.
Mm-hmm. Coming together, causing this wreck. So a tough break for 2 guys that were not having a good night, and looks like that will continue. And man, it looked like just Dewar kind of on the wrong side of Brent Jones and maybe trying to tuck in behind. Not quite sure what happened there, but a tough break nonetheless for those drivers. More cars come down pit road.
Did we mention Adam Tepe's damage? Because Tepe did get some damage. He checked up for the wreck, and Dylan Thomas nailed him in the left rear. He's currently coming down pit road to work on it.
Oh boy. So I guess there we found our chase-off implications in this last wreck. So, man, again, to kick off the chase-offs here, we're gonna have such a mixed bag, and I don't know if you're doing points on the fly. It's gonna be, I think, hard to do the way things are shaping up as of right now.
I'm definitely not doing points on the fly.
Oh man, that's way too hard.
No way.
I don't blame you. Oh, man.
But especially with guys, if guys like Justin Kolb, Javier Gomera, and Carpenter, they kind of finish up front here. They could be setting themselves looking pretty good as we get ready for next week as we head to North Wilkesboro. So this points, I think, is likely to be shaken up the way those standings were coming into tonight.
Man, it's no bigger for anyone up here but Dave Carpenter. Dave Carpenter just barely squeezed his way in. Definitely, if there was a dark horse pick to make in this chase-offs, it's Dave Carpenter. Not to knock on the season he's had. It's been up and down. He hasn't had the greatest luck. But, man, coming back to finish 10th in that first half, that's what it takes to stay a part of this championship hunt. He's up here in the top 5 now, but as we've seen many times in that last race, no matter how good it's going for you, it doesn't take much to completely end it.
Yeah, it can go south pretty quick, but it's a wild one. You see a majority of the top 10 being chase-off drivers, but for the majority of them, there are a different group of chase-off drivers that we've seen in half number 1 finish in the top 10.
Yeah, so, and that's going to make things so interesting. I mean, not just those guys. It's not like Nick and Delicato, Nathaniel Cherry are like just mid-pack. Nick and Delicato is 4 laps down. I imagine he's going to try and get back out. But Nathaniel Cherry is junk. James Watson, he's got a little bit of damage. He's mired back in 17th. Kynan Jones did not have a good first half. We haven't mentioned Kynan Jones all night. He actually had a pretty solid season there. He's already got considerable damage. I mean, this has been about a melee if there could be a melee at a plate track.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how the rest of this half plays out, and it could be an opportunity for some of these guys to capitalize on some of the heavy hitters like Nick and Delicato, as you mentioned. Currently scored 5 laps down, still on pit road. As we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Again, our leader, that 52 car, old Tom Nook, riding with Justin behind the wheel there of that number 52 RK Motorsports Chevrolet. And we lead that Miss Goodies forward of Gilberto Javier Gomera on the inside as they get to the Geico restart zone. We're Green Flag Racing again. Getting the restart on lap 10 of number 40, or of 40.
Wow.
Wow. That's a big start.
Nobody launched early here. But again, that's one of those jumps where maybe at like Atlanta, that would be a good thing.
Yeah, Atlanta, especially old school Atlanta. But
okay,
here, I think
old school.
Yeah. I knew what you meant.
You know what I meant.
I had to clear it up.
The real Atlanta.
Yes.
Here comes Dave Carpenter. There's no way he's going to stay
season.
behind him. He's going to go for the lead.
Yeah. Oh, Carpenter, how about this? Going for the top spot, taking the Tide Ride look-alike to the lead.
Grab himself a bonus point there for leading. Oh, Seth Knowles is that's a big wreck.
He's going to come right in front of
Cooper Johnson gets hit. Caution back out.
Third caution of the night. Cooper Johnson involved. And just like that, there goes a bunch more of our chase-off drivers in that wreck. Justin Kolb was a significant amount of damage. I think that was kind of what kicked off that wreck.
Oh my goodness, James Watson was involved. His damage is fairly minimal. I think that I don't want to. I think this might fall on the shoulders of our friend Jeff Green down there.
Yeah, I think again, kind of pushing off the corner. He pushed up quite a bit.
I don't know if he knew they were 3 wide. He was coming up like there was only 1 car on his outside. I don't know if he was aware there were 2 cars on his outside.
Yeah, take a peek. Yep, just it's well up there, but it kind of looked like that's what it was, trying to get back in line on the top side. Maybe he knew there was one of the 2 guys there, but I don't think he knew they were both there.
Oh man, Dylan Thomas, definition of bobbing and weaving his way through that one.
And you know, we were talking about Nathaniel Cherry. He did come down pit road, but I think he came out of that wreck. He was in the top 10 before he came down pit road. So,
Nathaniel Cherry, it's interesting. He got hit by Victor Aldrich, but Aldrich kind of warped through him. So I'm not really sure.
oh yeah, so he might not. He might at least had to go in there to check, make sure no additional damage was done. Because
You know who's happy about this wreck? Has to be. There's no way he's not. Nick Andelicato. He's back on track.
yeah,
Oh boy, yeah, 6 laps down. I mean, he's definitely looking for DNFs and enough cautions
this-
to get those laps back. You never
Say
know.
at this rate, we're gonna get enough cautions.
yeah, we're definitely on pace. I think we're outpacing half number 1 for sure.
You want
Yeah,
you want to
wow.
see some evasive action? Check Zach Evans, what he did.
was he making me fine moves out there?
It was a me fine move for sure.
Heck yeah, we see if Carlos can find that.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
As Dave Carpenter hold on to her top spot here. We'll look at the 3 wide
Here we go.
TV
This is what-
replay.
This is taking no chances.
No chances. He was going down victory lane. And I'm out of here.
He said, "Nope, I'm not doing that."
Not today, Satan. And he goes through the grass and
Dylan Thomas did it
For
differently.
once.
Dylan Thomas drove through it. He had to dodge some cars. It was pretty exciting to watch. Actually.
Dylan Thomas works his way up into the 8th position now. I think we're riding on board now. Dylan Thomas
check
already
this
has that
out.
damage from the previous caution. I think first caution. Oh boy,
Bobbing and weaving.
bobbing and weaving. Oh man, your eyes get big in those moments, and just hoping those cars continue to spin on the same trend that they are in. And a good job by Dylan Thomas to get by that.
When's
Currently sitting in the 8th position.
the last time you watched Finding Nemo?
Oh man, it's been a while.
You know that when they're jumping through the jellyfish?
Oh yeah.
I kind of get that feeling when you're like avoiding a big wreck and you come out of it and you're like, and it's just clear.
Yeah,
I
you're just
don't
like, yeah. No, yeah. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie. But you know what? Not actually today. Not the first time I heard a Little Nemo, or not Little Nemo, Finding Nemo reference.
That's
Little
weird how
Nemo.
the universe works. I'll hear something and I'll like, man, I haven't heard that in a while. And then later on, somebody will mention it, and I'll be like, I know the big man is just screwing with me.
Yeah, just
Just trying to see if I'm paying attention.
yeah. How often do you find you hear Finding Nemo references nowadays? And I heard it twice in one day. Like, what are the odds of that? It's
I
weird.
watched it 2 months ago, drunk. That's why I remember it.
Yeah, I probably watched it. We were about to pass out. Let's watch Finding Nemo.
I was like 12 years old the last time I saw it. It was 10 years in the making, and I was like, man, this movie's beautiful.
Start crying at the end. Hey, it is a good movie. I
Just
do
keep
like it.
swimming.
Just keep swimming, little guy. Yeah, and we'll see these boys swim here as Dave Carpenter on the outside in the restart. We'll see what kind of jump he gets as the green flag's back out. He's got teammate Thomas Capuano right behind him, and also another teammate of Jordan Tarbell as well. And another pretty good jump by our leader here, Dave Carpenter, as Thomas Capuano's trying to battle with Gilberto for that second spot, as we see that inside line making a charge, or the pack here on Dave Carpenter, see which line he decides to block. It's going to be, I think, hard to do. And here goes Gilberto on the inside. He's going to look for the lead. Oh, we're wrecking again.
Ty McIntosh. Dylan Thomas did not escape this time. He's flipping. Dylan Thomas, the second car on his lid today.
Man, oh man, and it was a pretty good lick there for Ty McIntosh, who he almost went for a ride there as well. But man, oh man, bring up our 4th caution already on half number 2, and
that was a weird one. That was a chain reaction sort of thing. I don't. Oh, you know what? It looks like Jordan Tarble, looks like he kind of moved down and contacted the right front of Zach Rogers and inched up a little bit. I mean, that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, Brent Jones getting involved there in the number 14 as well. And more chase implications. And again, as Vic was mentioning, Nick Indelicato, maybe unfortunately at the expense of his teammate, but gets another caution to potentially get another lap back here. I think he'll be 4 laps down once all said.
What race? We saw him come back from 4 down to finish top 10 or something like that.
Yeah, it was. I feel like it wasn't that long ago. I can't remember what race that was at, but yeah, definitely not a point where we can count out that 4 car from at least salvaging something other than what he's running right now in that 27th position. So he's he could work his way up to the front. See more cars coming down pit road here.
I think just as important, Cooper Johnson is going to be put back on the lead lap. Cooper Johnson has some pretty significant damage to his car, but he's still in it. He will now be back on the lead lap.
So yeah,
if you look about 16th, 17th, and 18th, mid-pack here, I was watching all those South Shore guys, DJ Weeks, David Westergreen, Adam Tepe. They are taking a totally different approach to this thing. They are staying lined up, and they are staying way off the lead pack. They want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, and for the amount of cautions we've seen so far, might not be the worst move, but kind of in a big move right before that caution came out. Gilberto making that move to go for the lead. He does have that top spot right now over Dave Carpenter, so he was able to get him at the line. But if I'm trying to remember, and we've had quite a few cautions, I don't believe a lot of our top 5 they've yet to come down pit road, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I know Carlos has that telemetry. I just don't know how hard it is to go back and wow. Here's an update. We have been changed to single file restarts.
Oh wow.
What am I looking for?
So Vic, do you know who has pitted and who has not yet pit?
Yeah, I do. Top 4 have yet to pit. Darren Staff in 5th has gone down pit road twice. Although I think the second time was a 4-second stop, so that was fuel only. That was lap 7. Everybody else is behind him is 3 times on lap 11.
Man, I sure hope those top 4 are saving. I mean, if they wait too long, they'll get stuck back there and won't have enough. I mean, trying to make it back to the front here late in the race is like loading a gun and taking a chance on that, man. I mean,
it's definitely Russian roulette at that point.
I think you got to give yourself some time to slowly pick your way up, but I don't know how much it's going to matter with the cautions.
Yeah. And wow, it's going to be interesting to see how this fuel mileage will work out. Benefiting these guys up front are these cautions, and not a lot of green flag runs here so far in half number 2. But again, going to single file restarts, I believe that the pace truck lights are off, so we will get the one to go.
This is the first time we're gonna have a single file restart since the truck series.
Yes, it's been a while.
Tells you how much faith I've had in these guys right in the second half.
This is going to be.
Yeah. I think it's well deserved.
When was the last time we ran this track?
Truck series, but it wasn't this track that was the last time.
No, I know it's just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a driver problem.
Yeah, and again, I think it's also the product of these drivers, as we kind of heard the common theme of drivers being aggressive and kind of needing to be just to get these runs to make these passes while they're in these packs. Got to make the moves while you can, but we'll see if anyone has anything.
This is how they did it for the majority of the sport's history.
Yeah, this is old school. This is my heyday restart here as Gilberto's going to get the jump over the 71. We'll see how they can form in these packs now with that single file restart. I think we're going to see a bunch of them go to that top side, kind of be content with that.
This is a huge disadvantage. I wouldn't want to restart first. With the single file restarts now, I would want to restart second.
And Carpenter's proven that as of right now. He's going to look on the inside of Gilberto down the backstretch. He's going to take over that lead, getting a good push from Zach Rogers down the backstretch. And now we have a drag race of between the 99 and 71. Carpenter looks like he's going to get enough help, and he's going to take over that top spot.
Man, I know I've got some of my shift guys up there in the top 10, but I think a David Carpenter win would be one of the coolest things this season.
That would be pretty cool running that that throwback scheme yet. Since the throwback race, again, the winner of the throwback fan vote. And another throwback, yeah, Zach Rogers. And that Robbie Gordon throwback trying to take the lead over the 71 of Dave Carpenter as they battle side by side here. 22 laps to go. Ooh, Darren Staff, he's looking to be aggressive going up towards the front once again.
Man,
how about Braxton DeWeese? How about him? He's up there in 6th position. We've seen how hard of a hit he took under a first caution. He's battling out there in top 10.
I mean, yeah, he's got Nathaniel Cherry and Seth Rawls who got involved in accidents, Kynan Jones, and I don't know how on earth Jeff Green is running where he is, but Jeff Green is at the tail end of this lead pack.
Oh, man. So, yeah, can't count anyone out right now, and still a long way to go. But I think the common theme here right now, we see a good battle between the 99 and 71, still for that top spot. But these guys yet to come down pit road. And if we get more green flag runs here, well, are they going to be short on fuel? I'd almost have to say, Matt, that most definitely they are.
Yeah, and that single file restart seems to have helped. I mean, usually they don't do a whole lot. I mean, usually they get packed up and make wrecks anyways, but I mean, they got strung out pretty good there, and they're starting to pack up again, but not the way they were.
Yeah, and I think the scariest thing with these packs is on those initial restarts is before they get kind of spread out. As Darren Staff now takes the lead, but not for long.
Taking it from him.
Capuano giving a bump going into turn number 3. Look how calm, cool, collected he looks on the virtual side and the real side. But the laser focus there by that 87 to Darren Staff.
Oh my goodness, what's going on back there? Oh, they're wrecking. There they go. Kynan Jones and James Watson, 2 chase-off drivers.
Oh, man. Brings out our 5th caution of the half. And more chase-off implications. And am I seeing... So, now with this wreck...
Oh, that was the Weesey.
DeWeese, yeah, he got... Yeah, he got loose or something.
Oh, he got the wall. He washed up into the wall, and he had it cranked so hard.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he made a business decision. It was either take his teammate with him or... I mean, I can't believe he didn't hit anything else.
Tepe was involved in that as well.
Oh, yeah, Tepe. Man.
Take a look, see how much damage he got in this wreck here.
I mean, that's pretty good, but we've seen guys. I mean, Jeff Green's out there with half his race car missing, so
yeah,
and he's running 9th.
Then we've seen DeWeese there as well, and get back up there after getting licked the first time, pretty good. It's our 5th caution here of half number 2, and now I think that's going to put Nick Indelicato 2 laps down. So
3.
Man,
I think he's going to go to 3 now.
Oh, 3. He'll go to 3, and he will be like, I believe once they get these waiver rounds, he'll be the only car, the top running car, I should say, that is down a lap once Neil Rutt gets back on the lead lap after his waiver round. So man, oh man.
I don't know how much it's going to matter for Nick. I mean, 3 cautions and 18 laps. Really, 16 laps once we go back green. I mean, we're just running out of cars to wreck, honestly. I mean, and here we're gonna see these guys come down pit road. At least those top 4. They're taking a lot of the field with them. Actually, I think tires is honestly a decent call.
Yeah, tires might be a decent call here too, but we'll see Seth Rawls and Nathaniel Cherry stay out. Jeff Green as well. DJ Weeks, David Westergreen, Rashid Coles, and Jordan Tarble. I believe a lot of those guys pitted under our previous caution, so the top 7 cars stay out.
And I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the call for DJ Weeks and David Westergreen. They are minding their stuff and taking care of it the whole race. A lot of the field is junked now, and they're going to be in pretty good shape here. They're not going to have as many cars to hold off.
Yeah, and especially, we've seen a lot of these guys run in the pack. Seth Rawls, Nathaniel Cherry, these guys and Jeff Green, who got in previous wrecks, but now they're going to be leading the pack, and that might kind of create maybe a little bit of a parachute action for these cars once they're leading a pack. So guys like DJ Weeks and David Westergreen, if they can link up, they could easily work their way up towards the front.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping Johnny would stay out with him, get all three of those South Shore guys up there, but I mean he can definitely work his way up so long as he doesn't get murdered.
Yeah, he's back in the 16th position after coming down pit road, and we see Adam Tepe and Cooper Johnson getting involved in wrecks. I believe still down, or Tepe's off pit road. Cooper Johnson's still in the pits, getting some of his damage repaired. But I'm wondering if that 2-car Jeff Green, he doesn't have a rear bumper. That's like an old short track car there. I wonder if that's giving a little aero advantage down the back stretch and the front stretch. Kind of surprising. He was running in the top 10 there, close to it, before a lot of these guys pit. But yeah, a lot of these top 3 cars, I cannot believe that they were in the mix there in the top 10 with some of the wrecks that they got into. Uh-oh, did we lose Matthew again?
No, I'm still here. I was watching something.
Something developing?
Something was developing. I was looking at the guys on pit road because I saw the pace car coming off 4. I was wondering if they were going to beat the pace car. Nick and Delgado almost didn't beat the pace car.
Oh, wow. So
when I say it was close, I mean, oh my goodness. He hit that commitment line as if the pace truck was on his bumper.
Oh, boy.
He almost went another lap down there.
So definitely still some damage. Again, we talked about him having the 8 minutes required, but there's still got to be some optional damage that iRacing gives out.
Looking around, Kynan Jones's car is pretty much entirely destroyed. He is still out there kicking, and that's the thing. You don't really need a clean race car still to get a decent finish out of this thing. We saw how chaotic it can get on that last lap. I mean, Westergreen from 10th picked up like 6 spots, and I'm wondering what a guy from 20th can pick up.
Yeah, you never know. I think we're going to see some wild and crazy action as we get ready to restart here with 15 laps to go. As we have Seth Rocketman Rawls up on the point. Green flags back out. The Lions get single file restarts here after the rowdy first half of the second half that we've had now.
We're 3 wide already. Gilberto, Tom Capuano going under retardable. Rashid Coles did not get a very good restart.
A battle for the lead. Nathaniel Cherry on the inside of Seth Rawls. Looks like he'll take over that top spot. Man, oh boy, they're darting around already, pretty aggressive. Here come those South Shore boys as well.
Yep, this was the move for them. Look at that. They've got clean race cars. Not a scratch on either of those guys. Knock on wood, you never know. But this is a good call by them. I think they've played the race pretty well here.
Yeah, and I think it shows how clean their race cars are. It looked like with relative ease.
Oh, here comes the
front.
Huge run by the 99 here with help from Thomas Capuano. Gilberto, he's going to take it to the bottom and try and get both of those guys.
Dude, a crossover. I did like the move by Westergreen trying to block that run, but couldn't quite do it, as the 99 will break up those South Shore boys. He'll move into the second spot, 14 laps to go.
Dave Carpenter has brought with him Zach Rogers, Zach Evans, and look, here comes Johnny Eckert poking his way into the top 10.
Yeah, he can link up with his teammates here. We could have a South Shore group up towards the front and trying to battle that S2 Racing Ford of Gilberto as he tries to look on the inside. Not much help on the bottom side right now. Carpenter chooses to go with him. He might lose a couple spots with that move. Johnny Eckert now up into the 6th position as DJ Weeks and Westergreen lead the field.
Zach Rogers jumped to the outside of Thomas Capuano. Be careful here. They're going to be 3 wide off the corner. This has been a trouble spot all night. They're okay. Johnny Eckert is going to push Zach Rogers. We've got South Shore all in the top 5 here. 3 cars in the top 5.
Yeah, and it looked like not such a good night for South Shore. Turning around here in a big hurry as DJ Weeks still holding on to that top spot.
Ty McIntosh spun by his teammate. Caution.
Oh, no. Darren Staff, I think he had to go down pit road there to try to minimize the wild and craziness.
I think Darren Staff made contact Oh, you know what? Dave Carpenter reacted and tried to miss it. He did miss it, but at the expense of Darren Staff.
Oh boy.
No, he got forced up into the wall.
Yeah, Carpenter forced him up into the wall. Carpenter moved up to try and miss it, and it was at Darren Staff's expense that he missed it.
Oh, yep. Just kind of saw what was playing out there. Man, oh man, oh man. And a pretty heavy contact there of Darren Staff.
That's a mistake. I don't know. I'm surprised. The 99 car didn't really look loose. He kind of just, man.
I don't know if he just misjudged it. I wonder if he was trying to tuck in. Just thought maybe Ty was gonna have a better run there. That's interesting.
He hit him pretty good. It wasn't a very minor contact. I think he tried to catch it. He had to catch it for some reason. You'll see here, he grabs a pretty big chunk out of his quarter panel.
Yeah, that was a pretty good contact between the 10 and the 99. Wow. Pretty hard
Definitely
lick.
a miscalculation.
Yeah. So, boy, oh boy. So, again, two chase-off drivers. Interesting, Ty McIntosh able to get his spot back still in that 7th position.
Now,
it looks like Gilberto's staying out, but he had some of that damage to the front end of his car.
One chase-off driver, one Shift Esports driver suffers. The other one gets a lap back.
Yeah, another lap back. Now we're down to 2 laps.
Now we're down 2 to go.
Wow, and 11 laps to go. Certainly not out of the possibility here. You know, we might get the restart with about 9 laps to go.
I think the biggest story here, Shift Esports 1-2 in the first half. We've got a South Shore 1-2-4 right now, and even bigger than that, David Westergreen finished 4th in that first half. David Westergreen could wind up the points leader here coming out of tonight if he can finish up there.
Yeah, I think that would be a big momentum swing for that 95, who kind of had a little bit of a rough shake of it for most of the regular season, and I don't think it was until around Talladega, a few weeks ago that when he got that win that really kind of propelled his season, trending in the right direction, and a solid top 5 finish here I think would benefit him greatly.
I know we say plate tracks are crapshoots and plate races and pack racing are crapshoots, but David Westergreen is one of those guys that proves to me that you can be good at this style of racing, because no matter what, the same guys always seem to end up back at the front. And when he doesn't get taken out in an unfortunate way, David Westergreen is never not at the front at these things at the end.
Kind of goes back, 'cause even an argument in real life, people always say anyone can win, at a plate track or, these super speedway style of racing. But in general, more often than not, you had the same guys, a good chunk of the same guys always win. I always argued, being a Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan, that, Dale Earnhardt Jr. won a lot of races. He was very good at super speedway racing. And I think just like David Westergreen, you see those same guys up front in contention for wins, putting themselves in the right place. I think there's a lot to be said about that. So, it is an equalizer running some of these tracks for sure. But as far as getting the win, coming home with a checkered flag, sometimes that's where the cream rises to the top, like Macho Man Randy Savage always said.
It's not nearly as surface level as you think it is. I mean, if you block that run, what else is going to happen to you? You're going to get hung out to dry. You block that run, somebody else with momentum behind you is just going to pass you. You got to be looking up the road. I mean, you've got to run. Do you take it now, or do you fall in behind? Who up the road is following? Who's going forward? I know the term high-speed chess match might be a little overused, but that's really what it is. And whoever can process what is happening in front of them in that big pack the best, and process what's happening around them with the draft, is usually who rises to the top. And here we go.
Here we go. DJ Weeks going to lead them down to the green flag with 9 laps to go. And this is a pretty good bunched up for that single file restart. Old school style, right up to the outside wall. Again, you can't pass on you can only pass on the outside to try to block those attempts. And those South Shore Racing Chevrolets getting a good jump. But here comes Zach Rogers with another South Shore boy, Johnny Eckert, trying to make that move.
1, 2, 3 for those guys.
This could be a storybook ending, I think, for the night for them if they can hold on to that, as they will get by Zach Rogers.
Caution.
Oh, caution's out.
Spinner on the backstretch, Kynan Jones all on his own. I don't know if he got help.
There was
Again,
help.
a
There was
heavily
help.
damaged
Darren
race
Staff.
car.
Oh my goodness, Darren Staff.
Oh boy.
I think he bobbled off the corner.
Yeah, bobbled a little bit. I think these cars maybe not handling the way they thought they would off the corner.
For sure.
A lot of damage.
Yeah, you'll see he's going to come up here. And, man, he turned down into him. It, obviously, that's not intentional. I would be amazed if there was bad blood between them, but, man.
Yeah, it was weird, but man, I gotta look one lap down for that 4 car. You see him in the screenshot there.
I think we should start getting worried. I don't know if
think
he's going to win the race, but if he somehow is going to get a decent finish. And we are back to double file restarts, by the way. Vic has just changed it back.
All right.
Yeah,
so
it's not because of that caution. It's because there is a ton of checkup outside of the top 5, and it's causing a lot of chaos on the restart, which ultimately did cause that last one. But it's been happening, and I just don't want to deal with it right now. It's a lot easier to just make them go double.
Sounds like they're going to be aggressive no matter what, and sometimes when you change a style of restart mid race in these single file restarts that again used to be the norm for any old school NASCAR fan watching, but the art of the single file restart is definitely a load of difference between a double file restart, and that could have been the big difference when we kind of tested that out there.
You didn't lose me. Sorry.
Okay.
My brother decided to tune into the race. He texted me. He was like, "Man, this is getting ugly." I was like, "Yeah, man, I tell you, that first half. I thought the first half, man, we have tore up some race cars here."
Whew, yeah. There's some torn up race cars. There's still some torn up race cars up towards the front. Ty McIntosh again, just under a previous caution. We've seen Zach Evans in 6th place Bahan through victory lane, and have a shot at winning the race here. But I think it's going to be tough now. 1, 2, 3 linked up towards the front. Double file restarts might help these guys behind them, but man, these Selshore boys, as you said, for a while now, they're in prime shape for having a good night here.
You look through the whole field, go car by car. It looks like we're at Bristol. I'm not kidding. There are 6 cars without damage. You've got the 1, 2, 3 there with South Shore. You've got Zach Rogers, Thomas Capiano, Zach Evans, and Dave Carpenter. And aside from those guys, I think every other car in the field has got some kind of ding in it.
Yeah, I gotta wonder, does Zach Evans even have a ding from when he went through the grass?
Nah, he's good. He just went through the grass.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah, that thing looks like a bullet right now.
Yeah, he's good. That's a pretty race car too. I like it when they can just make a good color work. It's really simple. I like that vibrant red color.
Yeah, a good red race car. That's always pretty sexy. Old, old muscle car or sports car. When you see a red car, yeah, just awesome seeing a red car. And Zach Evans has got a good one there, and see if he can make some noise here towards the end. We'll get 5 laps to go. What were you saying? Sorry.
I was going to say Johnny Eckert and DJ Weeks are not necessarily full-time. You think they're going to help out their teammate there, David Westergreen? I mean, obviously, I don't know how much that falls under the collusion and race manipulation rules. I guess as long as they don't say anything about trying to intentionally get him the win, but could just be teamwork, and that's how it works out. But I think it would be in their interest to get David Westergreen this win. I mean, they're going to go for it themselves. Johnny Eckert, obviously. We've got Nate watching us, supporting with Bite Size.
Yeah, hopefully get Nate a win here with his colors, but also his other colors there too for David Westergreen, and definitely hoping he can finish in the top 3. I'm sure that's their goal right now to get him a solid run, especially with Indelicato. If this goes green, will not quite benefit as much as he possibly could. DJ Weeks with a good restart on the outside. He's going to take Zach Rogers with him. He's going to kind of break up that South Shore group. Johnny Eckert, kind of went up there with him. DJ Week or David Westergreen kind of all by himself on that bottom side.
They dive off into turn one here. You'll see pretty quickly how fast these clean race cars are. Here comes Eckert with a huge run. He's going to tuck in behind his teammate there. Zach Rogers blinked out for a moment. Here comes David Westergreen. Huge run for the 95 car. He's going to take it and go toe-to-toe with his teammate for the lead here.
Man, he went full-on bonsai in the corner and almost able to clear him. He might have a shot, but he's going to have help with his teammate, Johnny Eckert, behind him. Nope, Johnny's going to go in the middle, trying to get to the lead. Oh, boy. 4 laps to go.
Still lots of horses in this race up front. Zach Evans and Thomas Capiano are in this lead pack. Potty Mouth there in that 10 car has made his way up to the back of it. I don't know if he's got enough race car to go get it. Checker down the sucker hole. He's going to lose some ground there. And, man, DJ Weeks has controlled it for the last couple laps.
He's been able to control it, but yeah, a bump from Capuano going into 3 for Zach Rogers. See if that outside line can get a run here. 3 laps to go. And side by side behind DJ, that's kind of what we've seen from Indelicato in half number 1, just what DJ Weeks wants to see as we're winding down half number 2 of the Bite Size Sports 158.
I think Rogers has got to be careful. He's got to time it. He's got to stay tucked in behind that 97 if he can, because if he makes his move too early, that 95 and that 9 car are going to leave him out to dry.
Oh, he's going to choose the bottom side. He's going to slingshot on the inside, see if he can dive bomb and slide job that 97. He might have an opportunity now if he makes it
clear,
quick.
But Weeks is going to be able to go back under him here. He crosses him back up.
Yep, and same old here, dragging down to 2 laps to go. DJ Weeks, Zach Rogers side by side.
With a late move. Ooh, he checked up. He was about to go 3 wide. He checked up. He backed out of it.
Oh, man, Thomas Capuano almost got turned and he didn't even know it. He was trying to push that 35 car to the lead as Capuano, oh, man. So DJ Weeks now tucks in behind Zach Rogers coming into turn 3.
Here comes Johnny Eckert. He's making his move.
See if anyone has anything for that 35. He's got to make that car wide here as we're going to take the white flag. 1 more lap to go.
David Westergreen, I'm watching him. He's going to have a big run here. It's going to be about timing. The run's going to come from somewhere. I don't know who's going to get it at the right time, but they are pretty much out of time. Everybody's got to start going, and just as we talk about it, the whole pack is here. Everybody is here.
Everyone's here. See if they can come back around without wrecking any race cars. Zach Rogers trying to block the right lane. No help on the bottom.
He's big run. He's going to dive it here and take it. Capuano dove it too. They're 3 wide. Oh, contact between Weeks and Rogers. Here comes David Westergreen to the inside.
He's going to the 21, and the run's on the outside by Zach Rogers. Coming to the line, David Westergreen doesn't have enough. Zach Rogers wins half number 2.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Thomas Capuano just came over all teams, got turned there, and he goes, I don't even care that I got turned. That was an awesome finish. Wow. Look at Westergreen giving a little celebratory bump to Zach Rogers. What a battle.
Man, David Westergreen, I think David Westergreen was inches from coming out being the winner of that thing. He took the run off into the last turn. He dove all the way to the bottom of everybody. And just the way Capiano got hit, I mean, I thought he was going to get turned into the outside and take everybody with him, and it was going to be a walk-off win for the 95 there. But somehow he didn't spin that way. He spun the other way, and David ended up turning him, and that killed his momentum.
Yeah, it was. It killed his momentum a little bit on the high side. Zach Rogers just had enough. Now he's going on the front stretch. He's going to do his burnouts here. Taking OSCA Daddy Tim Conrad's number 35 Weekend Woodsman Racing Chevrolet to victory lane. Oh, don't it hit someone? Oh, he did. But with that, we'll bring up Johnny Eckert once again. This time under much better circumstances as he comes home. Brings home that bite-sized sports Chevrolet in the 3rd spot. And, well, Johnny, it seemed like a little bit better racing, at least for your part there, working your way up through the field towards the end. And kind of a wild finisher at half number 2.
Yeah. I just sat 5 seconds behind the field for like the first 10 laps, and then I sat like 2 seconds behind the field for the next 10 laps, put tires on it, and drove to the front because everybody was destroyed. But yeah, I mean, the end of the race there, I don't know. I feel like I just got put in a box on the restart. DJ took the outside. I just, there was nowhere for me to go, and I got caught out there. So, you know, it was a survival run to the finish, and thankfully, we were able to avoid the mayhem, because I think my biggest concern there was I was going to get wrecked on the last lap. So, yeah, made it to the finish. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, you know, probably not the win that you wanted to see. We heard this is your final scheduled start, but you know, getting Bite Size Sports up there, getting some TV time, getting an interview for them, it's got to feel pretty good too.
Yeah, I definitely think that we should have been in victory lane for this one. But you know, it didn't pan out that way, and you know, at least I don't know how much I beat Gilberto to the line by, but it was a tie, and
It says
I got-
tie.
all right, well, I think I might have beat him on the 4th digit then, but yeah, I'm just glad that I was able to bring the car home in top 3. You know, with the title, with the race sponsor on the car, and you know, everything they've done this season, supporting me and the team, and supporting his car. It's pretty cool that that I get to talk to you guys in their race. So hopefully they enjoyed it, because I know it was a little sketchy, you know, at parts, and I was nowhere to be seen for the first half of this race. But you know, I think the end, you know, was pretty good for the strategy, I guess.
Yeah, I think the strategy worked out just about as well. From just short of when you guys end up in victory lane, I think it worked out pretty good. But before we send you off here, any shout outs you want to give?
First, thanks to you guys. Thanks to the admins for all that they do. I was told to shout out Jake Bustos, who's watching somewhere, so shout out to him for watching. But yeah, thanks to my teammates. I'm so I'm scrambled from that finish, but thanks to Bite Size Sports and all the other terrific sponsors on the team for everything they do. Like I said before, I'm glad that I was able to get an interview with you guys at the end of this race. Unfortunately, it wasn't a win, but you know, still pretty good finish for it. Decent points in race 2 for the car, so a lot of positives to take out of it. I don't have any more scheduled races, as you said before, for the rest of the season. I don't plan on it right now, but you know, who knows what'll happen. But yeah, looking forward to the way the rest of the season goes. Good luck to my teammates, and enjoy the rest of the season.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. So you know, if this is your last race, hopefully we'll see you in the car, you know, some more next season. But you never know. Yeah, I never call you out. Someone can give you a ring.
Yeah,
reluctantly get back in that race car.
Yeah, I never know.
We'll see you next week,
what's
Johnny.
going on.
Yeah.
Next week's North Wilkesboro, right?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
No, I mean, come on. You can be up here with your popcorn. I know how much you love the popcorn.
Oh
I mean, did you look at the field today?
yeah,
We
but
might have well been at North Wilkesboro.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't have that. We don't have the popcorn machine anymore. It was the OSCA car. You know, you know, that was the popcorn machine. So I don't know.
Throwback to it. Throwback.
Oh,
Again.
yeah.
We already did that this season, but do it again.
Is there a throwback week next week too? Is this like a unofficial thing? Are people? I don't know.
I don't know.
It can unofficially be, for sure.
Everybody. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Michael put whoever's in the 9 and
yeah. Tell West Green to tell him to run old Johnny's scheme, man.
Yeah, I don't know who's running the car next week, so don't ask me.
The 9 car the rest of the season, supposedly, according to D West earlier, was going to be D West the rest of the season.
Okay, well, D West, gotta get you a new scheme. No, a new base. Not good sponsors. Good sponsors.
Great sponsors. Yep.
But yeah. But yeah. Anyway, hopefully I heard that they were doing a commentary, you know, watch whatever the heck it's called. I don't remember what it's called. Like I said, I'm still scrambled, but hopefully they enjoyed the race, and yeah, hopefully I put on a good show for them.
Yeah, I certainly don't think you disappointed there, but again, glad to see you back out here in OSCA competition to some capacity, and hopefully next year we'll see you back out there making some noise.
Hey, you never know what'll happen.
Never know. Maybe you'll make it return to full time racing, huh?
Well, I mean, calm down a little bit. All right, all right,
Mostly
calm,
full-time?
calm down a little bit. All right, I haven't been approached by anybody yet about running part time even next season. So we'll cross that bridge when it comes.
Fair enough. Well, again, congratulations on kind of getting Bite Size Sports a podium finish, and yeah, best of luck to you off track and on Monday nights. So that can be fun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I have a blast over there. It's great. I love
No
watching
issues.
the VW machines do their
Hey,
thing.
hey, they just lurk in the back and wait for mid-pack runs. That's what they do.
Survive the chaos.
That's about all. If we're not causing any, that's the goal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you have a good night there, Johnny.
Yeah, you too. Enjoy, guys.
We'll do that with Johnny Ecker coming home third and half, number 2. Next up, we'll have Matthew interview that 95 car of David Westergreen.
Yeah, we've got our second place finisher here, David Westergreen. David, man, I thought it was going to be you. I thought they were all going to wreck above you and you were going to swing by and take the win for yourself. You didn't end up in victory lane tonight, but with a fourth and second place finish, I believe, if my quick on the run mental math is correct, you should come out of this thing the points leader to kick off your championship run.
Well, that's good. So I also thought that I drove it in there
It was
late,
a good move.
right? Because I was like, well, hopefully they'll wash up and I'll have a run on the bottom. We'll see what happens, and I don't know, I guess I got into Tom a little bit, but I thought somebody would have been washed out by the time I got to that second lane. So I was like, I think we'll be fine just to drive it like this and see what happens coming off the corner. And when I saw somebody spin, I was like, well, maybe they got them all. And so I couldn't see Zach out my windshield. So I thought I got it. But nope, we got second, and that's a good start. First race, I took tires with like 5 laps to go and drove up through the field. Finished fourth. I'm pretty sure I never hit anybody in the first race. Pretty sure I got a 0x. In the second race, the only car I hit was the 21 on the last lap, going for the win. And we've already tucked it over. And I wasn't trying to hit him or anything. And it ended up not evolving like a big wreck or anything. So where I'm at is like I literally hung out at the back the whole time. I knew they were all going to wad them up. I knew we were going to have 8 wrecks every half. And it's cool that it works. It's cool that it worked for me, but it could have not worked. And I kind of wish it wouldn't have. Like, come on. I really would have liked to go green, see how the tires stay. Like, we were saving tires back there. We were doing good.
I'm going to say it worked. At one point, we looked mid-pack, and we saw you and your teammates, Johnny and DJ Wiggs. We saw you guys hanging around, like, mid-pack, way off the leader pack, and all of you ended up here in the top 5. I'm going to say it worked.
It did work, but it shouldn't have, because, like, they should have gone green, right? Like, we could have been way off the back. It could have really not worked, but, it was cool. Right? We were racing. I was going for it, right? I was trying to take the lead from DJ. Johnny's trying to take the lead from me. We were racing it out. Like, we work together when it's beneficial. When it's time to go for the win, it's time to go for the win. So, overall, I'm really happy with the second and the third for the team. Obviously, that's really good, and I'm really excited that we got the bite size car in the top 3, and we got the Traders Brewing car in the top 4 in both races. For Nate and Kevin, this race is sponsored by them. I'm hyped for that, but boy, I wish I could have done a little more racing. I was doing a lot of riding today, and it paid off for me at least. We slowed down for all the wrecks and didn't get caught up in anything. It was a good race.
Yeah, really good points night. Really good night for representing your partners and those who support you. And speak to it. Again, I do think you'll end up with that points lead. You're gonna have some real fast guys hot on your tail. You're gonna have to fend those guys off. And we head to North Wilkesboro next week. I think I might know vaguely what the answer is here, but how do you? What are you gonna do about the fact that we race there next week?
I'm gonna pray Kynan doesn't put me into the
I remember
outcrop.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna pray Kynan doesn't put me into the outcrop.
It's a throwback
on the back straightaway. That's what we're going for. If we can get there, I think we'll be all right. North Wilkesboro is going to be a complete crapshoot. The way a lot of guys have been racing, I'm hoping that I just don't get door slammed out of the way by somebody, right? And being the points leader puts additional pressure, and it's going to be frustrating when I do get door slammed out of the way and spun out. And I ran good at Richmond, I was solid there. I kind of expect to be about the same, a top 5, top 10 car. And I'll run some practice laps this week or something. We'll see what I can do, but this is my league. This is the one that I run in, and it feels good to be up there. Finally got a hold of something. So I don't know. It's been good.
And there is extra pressure being that points leader, but at the same time, I think it should take some off your shoulders. If you have a bad week next week, rest assured you'll still be in the mix. There's not going to be as much of a hole to dig yourself out of.
Yeah, I definitely got off on the right foot here. Just did what I kind of wanted to do out of Michigan. You guys know I'm pretty good at the kind of plate style tracks, and this one definitely had its moments where it felt like a plate track, but it was much more like Auto Club. But if you recall, I was in contention at Auto Club in the first half and nearly won that thing too. I keep thinking back on it. Probably should have put somebody in the wall for that one, but it done it a little more like this one, right? I got into somebody, you know what I mean? So ultimately, it's a good race, right? It feels good to have run like this, and we kind of decided there with like 15 to go, we're not going to pit again, and I don't think I ever got to lead a lap, which is kind of annoying, for the points, obviously. But hey, we'll see what happens.
I have a
Takes a
question.
smart guy to. I was going to say, go ahead. If anybody else has any
Yeah,
other questions,
I have a question. So,
oh God, please don't ask.
Yeah, it's going to be exactly what you think it is, Matt.
Oh my God. Okay.
So we've been asking everybody all night, and by we I mean me, and you can blame Cameron Rich for this one. What's your favorite cheese?
My favorite cheese is Munster cheese.
I didn't say mozzarella.
That's my kind of guy right there.
So far, we're 2 for 2 on mozzarella. So thank you for picking an interesting cheese.
Oh yeah, no, I can talk about cheese. We shouldn't, but I could.
But he's close. He's close enough to Wisconsin. It's a couple hours drive north, and he can get some quality cheese.
Yeah,
so he knows where to go.
That's like on one of our short lists for a vacation. Try to go to a cheese place, get some good cheese.
Ooh, I know some places in southern Wisconsin.
You need to forward
them
to
me. Wisconsinite right here.
Yeah.
So, my Wisconsin buddy.
Yeah. Hell yeah. But I actually do have one thing for you too, David. Okay. I did Capuano. He didn't even seem upset in the heat of the moment. I think he had a blast, probably being in contention for that win as well. And for as much as cautions as you were kind of talking about that we've seen tonight, and just to have that kind of awesome battle, did that kind of help kind of cure the tensions between you and the 21? I don't think there was much, but.
We literally jumped. He literally jumped in there and asked me about it after, but it not even it wasn't. It didn't seem like it was anything. I didn't even know I hit him until there, because I'm at that point he was to my door, right? He jumped sideways before it felt like my right front got to him. Again, I didn't know what happened, right? At that point I'm staring out the front trying to go for the win. So, we've already talked it over. He's good, and I've raced good with Tom. I know he's had some issues wrecking at him, but I've never had a problem with Tom. So it's one of those things where we've already talked it out, and I don't think there'll be anything.
And the way he made it sound too, and I think the way it was, you're going to 3 and 4 last lap, but you guys are still going for it,
right? And hey, the guy who was leading down the back is the one who came out the winner. So a little bit surprising, but it worked out for Zach, and hey, congratulations to him, because what's great is every time we run around him, we go, nobody's got a problem with Zach Rogers. So, if there's anybody you want to lose to that's not on your team, that's probably the guy. He's a good dude.
Yeah, very, very smooth there. But I'll let Matthew wrap up this interview.
Yeah, David, before we let you go here, enjoy the night. Maybe you got a hankering for some cheese after our talk there. Do you have any other thanks or shout-outs to give?
I've already talked about Bite Size Sports, and I'm sure you guys have talked about them all night, so I'll just mention them one more time. Go check them out. I'm on their show every now and again, so, if you want to hear us banter about iRacing, and, we talk about the league. They streamed the league tonight, too, so even though it wasn't so much of a fun race to stream, definitely check them out. And then the rest of our sponsors, VRA, although they're shutting their doors. It's a group of guys like Tim Conrad and Jordan Tarble who run with us every week, and then you got Batflip Podcast, which I co-host with Damian Leininger, who runs this league a bunch, and then DSCR is Johnny Eckert's iRacing League. To be determined when that's coming back, hopefully summer. But and then all my teammates, DJ, Johnny, Adam, Cooper, everybody who we were running with tonight. And Adam kept getting wrapped up in wrecks. We got to stop that for him. But at least he finished fifth in half one, right? He had a good run. So it's good run, good night. Wish we were one spot better though. Just a little closer.
You'll have another opportunity to get there next week, David. Thanks again for coming up here talking to us. Good job tonight. I hope to see you again Monday night.
Yes.
Wink, wink.
I was gonna say also, I announced for Bayuk and Goody running with Carlos on Mondays. So come check us out at OSCA Belly Up Sports. That one's a good one. They're running the Gen 4 cars. High horsepower. Bayuk finished third last week. Good series. Come check it out.
I
finished mid-pack. I finished second today though, so
yeah. Okay. So I gotta one up you then. I gotta win next week.
Yeah, you gotta win next week. Exactly.
Oh, God.
I'm trying to get you.
Man.
I'm trying to get a fire. Come on, let's go.
I don't think you're prepared for my victory lane interview if I win a race.
Oh baby, you're due, man. You're due for an OSCA win. So
I've been waiting so long. Hey, thank you for your confidence in me, David. We'll see you next week. All right.
I'm picking you this week too. That's
buddy.
already determined.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, all right. I'll see you guys later.
I'm picking you next week.
Yeah. He announced. I think that'll be the earliest announcer's jinx. He's gonna jinx you.
He's already ruined it. I mean, Damien's taken me out before we've hit the start-finish line in OSCA before. So maybe if he qualifies next to me, I'll know the writing's on the wall. Okay, here we go.
All right. Next up, we'll finally bring in our winner, Zach Rogers, and man, Zach, you had to kind of pull the great feat of breaking up the South Shore Racing boys on that final restart, and man, picked them off one at a time. You did it clean, and you just had enough to win. Talk us through it a little bit.
That was wild. I was kind of fortunate that DJ split them up and chose the outside. I was talking to Johnny about it. I don't think he was very happy about it, but I was. But yeah, that helped me out a lot, and yeah, I got out there with him and just saw a chance to go to the inside and try and make something happen, and thankfully that worked out. And yeah, that was a crazy race at the end. It was kind of a rough night, but I feel like the ending partially helped. I wouldn't say made up for it, but it was definitely entertaining to race and hopefully to watch.
Yeah, it was almost like caging the animals, and then right at the end, releasing the hounds there. And I got to ask you, going into turn 3, you did have the lead, and as Westergreen said, the guy who had the lead going down the backstretch ended up coming home with the win. Kind of a surprise almost too. Did you think going into 3 that you were still come out with the top spot?
No, not really. That's why I was kind of trying to swerve a little bit to try and keep as much of an advantage as I could. And I was kind of surprised that I got as much of a run as I did leading up to then. But yeah, I saw DJ go inside. I didn't realize that we were 3 with him and Capuano. I watched it back and saw that. So I was trying to squeeze. Wasn't trying to squeeze him super hard, but I was trying to keep him down there to keep an advantage. And I guess we all kind of went for the same spot. And thankfully that didn't turn into a bigger mess than it did. But yeah, no, I wasn't expecting really to win anything tonight, so this is a good surprise.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that helped you, and besides pulling the strategy that we've seen the South Shore guys kind of pull off tonight, they're kind of riding the back, but we've seen that weekend's Woodsmen Chevrolet, up in the mix, kind of all night long. And able to keep that car clean. How hard was that? Because we've seen wrecks. It didn't matter if you were in the lead, or towards the front, in the back, in mid pack. It seemed like chaos could strike everywhere. So what was kind of the key to keep all fenders straight on it?
I don't really know if I could tell you. There were a few really close calls that I had. I think in that second half, there were probably 2 or 3 that almost got clipped by. They probably should have, but I guess the netcode gods gave me some grace tonight. But yeah, other than that, just kind of trying to find a balance between being aggressive enough to move up and not too aggressive to really cause those kind of wrecks is really all you can do.
Yeah, and it was good enough to get you in victory lane here once again, and again, kind of being that super sub kind of a guy. Any planned restarts or planned restarts? Any planned starts? There's enough restarts here tonight, but any planned starts to kind of close out the OSCA season here?
Not so far. This is my last planned one of the night that I had set up. But yeah, whoever might need any, I can see what I can do. I've kind of had a little bit of a busy schedule. I haven't had a whole lot of time to practice or really do a whole lot to prepare for these type of things lately, but I can do whatever I can to try and make it for sure.
We'll
Have fun
give you a
doing this.
call.
Yeah,
I know
right.
you will.
I'll say Do Good might have a spot open up if there ever
Uh-oh.
becomes an opportunity too. So there might be a battle. There might be a bidding war.
The hottest
Sounds-
free agent on the market
Yep.
this offseason.
I'll give you 2 chocolate bars for to
Uh-oh.
run tonight. Yeah.
I do like chocolate.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Who
it's
doesn't?
found the way to his heart now.
Oh, but speaking of foods, I think
Oh,
someone
wait
has a question
second.
for
we
you.
Can't, yeah, wouldn't be an
Yeah.
interview tonight
So
without
we've been
that
asking
question.
this all night, and so far we got 2 of the same and 1 different. So we'll see. What's your favorite kind of cheese?
Ooh, well, I'm a little lactose intolerant, but
Ah,
if I were to go for one, I'd probably have to go for a nice pepper jack.
Ooh.
oh, I like
Little
that.
spice, just a little spice.
Yeah, a little kick.
Just a little
Okay.
Yeah, if you're gonna mess up the stomach, you gotta let it
gotta
ride a little bit. Yeah.
Go all the way.
Might as well
Gotta have
commit.
some of that vegan cheese, man.
What?
Yeah,
Get
vegan
outta
cheese. Like also, like if you ever want to like poop your guts out, vegan cheese definitely the way to go,
The
Oh,
word vegan, I think, makes me want to poop my guts out.
dude. Some vegan food is great. Some of it is not. Okay. Anyway, that's not what this is about.
Yeah. Anyway, but so now we know your favorite cheese. Matt, you got anything for Zach?
I think I'm kind of a Swiss guy myself. That's all I had.
I'm from Wisconsin, so
Depends on the context of the cheese, how I'm using the
it-
cheese.
Yeah, it depends on what you use it for.
I mean, I like
for
brie.
Sure.
Smoked brie's pretty awesome.
Brie's all right. If
I
you
like
get a nice,
Gouda.
if you get
Yeah,
get a
Gouda.
nice aged,
I
if
like
you guys
Gouda
get
just to snack on, man.
you get like a 12-year-old cheddar that has a little crystallizing in it. Oh, you can't beat it.
I
You
can't do
cannot.
brie. Brie's a little too funky for me.
Yeah,
I can't
brie-
really do the funky stuff.
Brie can get a little weird. Yeah, I agree
about
with you
Gouda?
there.
I'll sit there and just eat Gouda, man.
I can't.
Gouda's all right.
Gouda to me is an accessory cheese. I can't have it just
It
plain.
is an accessory cheese. It's special occasions.
Yeah. But well, before we let you go, Zach, I think Carlos is making us wrap up here. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Shout out to the Weekend Woodsmen guys, Tim, for letting me drive his ride again. I'm trying to read off the sponsors. I guess it's got Strutton, Weekend Woodsmen, of course. Shout out to the Shift guys as well for letting me drive for them this season. Holotype gave me a ride a couple weeks. Yeah, you guys for putting on the show. Vix for putting on the league, and all the peoples involved.
All the peoples need to give thanks to. Well, thank you for joining us, and again, congratulations on the win. We hope to see you out here, maybe in a surprise run to wrap up the season. But so we'll let you go celebrate that victory.
If I take a stab after Charlotte, Weekend Woodsman might have an opportunity for you.
Ooh.
Put that out there now.
Yeah, putting that out there, Zach. Might have an opportunity.
You know what? Actually,
I'm
now that you mention it, Zach, I'm just going to put it out there too. We do need subs the next 2 weeks.
We'll talk later.
All right.
It's bedtime. I can't be thinking about this.
Carlos is probably over there
Yeah, he's thinking it's bedtime too.
dragging you out the door.
Time to unwrap his presents.
Yeah, right. But we'll get Zach out of here. We'll wrap up the show here. But again, another wild finish here, another wild night overall here at Michigan. But Matt, I think next week at North Wilkes-Barre, it should be more of the same. Some wild and crazy racing.
Yeah, it was a wild night. It was a wild night to start this off. And Delicato won that first half. Nathaniel Cherry finished second. They were kind of top 3 all season. We were like, yeah, the usual suspects here. And then it got turned on its head, and they wrecked almost immediately. And man, the point situation is everything I want it to be. The guys at the top are going to go down a little. The guys in the middle are going to go up, and it is going to be an absolute mess of points and positioning going into next week. And I cannot wait to be on the call with it here.
Yeah, we're looking forward to have you back once again next week at North Wilkes-Barre. We'll see how this chase-off is going to heat up. It should be a lot more of the same, a lot of wild and crazy up and down nights for these chase-off drivers, and you can tune in next week right here on 3 Wide Racing Television. But for myself, Vic Bloom, Matt Bayuk, Carlos Acosta, thank you all for tuning in to tonight. And again, a special thank you to Bite Size Sports as well. But until next time, good night now.